Hey everybody, welcome to 20 Sides to Every Story. My name is Casey. Tonight we're going to be playing some Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, working our way through the Dark Temple, the new original Adventures Reincarnated being released by Goodman Games. I believe we have already on session 2 made our way into some of the bonus content, heading over to the Camel Boneyard. The party has done an excellent job of completely destroying any expectations I had as to how this campaign was going to go. So, without much further ado, let's go ahead and turn it over to them and find out what our next situation will be. As it stands, the party is at the entrance to a cliff canyon. The cliffs rise quite high, going up almost vertically, about 1,000 feet on either side. The map here is set to a very large scale. The squares are about 50 feet each, so our party is currently at giant scale. We'll be doing a little theater of the mind if we should encounter any combat, just due to the scale of the map. As they approached, some spells and effects were made, so the party currently has about 300 foot of dark vision. They have a couple of other benefits going on as well, and they happen to be around about 7th level, so they've got all kinds of hijinks, skills, and magics available to them. As a reminder of things that we found out towards the end of the last session, on the south side of the cave off to their canyon off to their left, there is a small cave. They were able to detect some activity within it, some glints of metal, but they haven't gotten really close enough to scout in there yet. It is currently dark. Ahead of them, going into the canyon towards the west-northwest, two massive pillars of stone rise up. They're about 30 foot across. They seem to be squared off and polished. You know, as you lean side to side, you can see a little bit of a reflection of the moonlight on them. So, you know, they've definitely been carved or set in some way. There's markings on them, but at the distance the party's at right now, they can't tell what. It's just interruptions in the little reflections that they see. Beyond that, this gives the Camel Boneyard its name. That gray squiggly stuff on the map there is piles and piles of bones. Now, with the scouting the party has done so far, they realize those bones don't fill the canyon. It only goes back about 300 or so feet before it returns to being canyon floor. And that's a little obvious that someone has been piling it up here rather than it just being from years and years and years of griffins dropping their prey and, you know, coughing up those delicious griffin hairballs and pellets. So that's kind of where we left off. The party was just starting to make their way along the north side of the canyon wall, staying as far as possible from that cave mouth. The party's had a little time to consider as they're making their way along. And as they sort of creep along, the first thing I'll ask the party to do is go ahead and line yourselves up in sort of marching order as you can, heading towards the west. So the one furthest to the west is the one that would just kind of be coming up on the bones first, and the one furthest to the east would be the one, furthest back in the party. So if you could arrange yourselves as you would think you would be, and then let me know as you're coming up on those pillars of stone and those bones, probably in the order of whoever's furthest west, what is the activity you're doing at the time? What skill set might you be applying? Things that we've talked about: perception, survival, stealth, investigation, history if you're feeling learnable. What are we doing? And let's see, who's in the front here so far? We got a three-way tie for westernmost. Who's heading towards the front of the party?
Andry will lead the way.
Is Andry? Okay, Andry's leading the way. Andry, excuse me. What skill set might you be deploying as you're making your way up on these pillars of stone and piles of bone?
I guess stealth.
Okay, stealth is a very solid selection there. Can I see a stealth check from you, please? I don't think a pass without trace was triggered, was it? We didn't have anything on the stealth side, did we? Okay. All right. Reasonable stealth. You're a good 250, 300 feet away from where the cavern mouth is as you're sort of moving up there. You haven't done anything obviously loud aside from existing, because I believe you're somewhere in the 7-footish, 400 pounds hulking beastie size?
Yeah.
Okay, so as you're coming up and you're like, okay, I've been doing good so far, and you look at all the dried bones scattered in front of you, that might give you pause, as you sort of come up on that. There's just no way. Next in line, it looks like we might have Blitz and Bowser. Blitz and Bowser, are you bringing up the next rank?
Yes.
All right, Blitz and Bowser, what skill set might you be deploying?
That's a great question. Of the ones you mentioned, I think investigation might be the best, or the one he's most skilled at. Investigating the bones?
Sure, you got it. Let's go ahead and see an investigation roll. See what we've got going on as you're coming up here.
All right. And then I forgot I had this the whole last game, but the thing, the little cantrip that gives you +4.
Oh, a little guidance.
Yeah. I should have done it to Andry, honestly, but can I do it just anytime? I just do it right now?
Sure, you can do it yourself. The only thing I will say is if you are using a guidance, that's sort of your action. So instead of doing investigation, you could help someone else out. That would be an action. Actions you could take would be guidance for the +D4, assist, an actual help action to give advantage, whatever you felt was appropriate, kind of as you're on the move.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Whoever has the best thing, I'll throw a D4 on it. Is that good?
Sure. So Andry has already gone up there and kind of looked around. That'll bring us. Who we've got next there? Is that Tahir? I see next in line.
I guess so.
Okay.
I mean, sometimes these pesky hobgoblins like to leave traps around the place. That would be really unfortunate if we just step into one of them, wouldn't it?
That probably would be. For that, I believe an investigation would be your best plan.
That would be what I'd use.
All right. And are we going to ask for the blessing from Blitz on that one?
Give it to someone else. I got this.
Okay. Tahir's got this, no problem. Guidance reject. Tahir's got this.
Oh, he does got
no
this.
No problem. So Tahir, you can see that this is obviously, one, laid out to be intimidating. Two, it's an alarm of some sort. No creature is making their way through here quietly. Three, there are problem areas in there. There are places where you can see mounds of bone that have not been disturbed and look very suspicious. There's definitely traps in there, but you don't see anything of a physical nature. There's no tripwires aside from just piles of bone on top bone. But suspicious, you'd say at least a half dozen suspicious spots.
Dahrian, doesn't that look weird to you?
It does. Perhaps there's some of our foe lying, under some of these bones.
Perhaps. I think maybe...
Foxholes, I believe they're called.
Sure. I think maybe a perception might reveal if there are any enemies about.
And that was actually what I was going to be utilizing. So. And
I will guide you. That sounds worthy.
Got it.
Okay.
19, and give me an extra D4 on that one, please. Brings it up to, we'll go with the Blitz who got it in there first. Brings it up to a 21. Excellent. So you're sort of scouting around, and you've got your good eyesight on at the moment. You don't see any hobgoblins or any creatures in there, but what you do notice, there's a couple of places where the bones almost look intact. Despite the fact that there's no sinew or muscle holding them together, there still looks to be a creature lying there. You suspect an undead of some sort. Horse, camel, goat, kind of hard to tell. They're all kind of balled up, so it's not obvious what they are, but there's too many places where you see head and a whole kind of spine to tail. in this kind of pile, that jumble would be unusual.
I will whisper to everybody, I believe that there's undead in these bones.
As that's scattered, as that's shared about, Tann,
Tann
Tann,
like
thank
the
you.
seller. Tann would most likely, especially hearing that there's undead, he'd probably try to like lighten up on his steps and try to be as quiet as his little goatness can be. So let's see. Roll. Yes, put the advantage on.
Got it. So
Stealthy goat.
So, Tann, I think while you're sort of like standing there and you see Andry kind of slow up, looking for a spot to go, you see that there is a path that sort of winds its way through there where the bones are compacted down and sort of laid to make, a walkway of sorts that won't disturb the rest. But at the same time, it's elevated. It's not one of the paths that kind of winds below and you'd be able to sneak easily on. It's made for, someone to walk on. So you could be quiet, but you might be out in the open. And at that point, we're kind of up to that big stone pillar we kind of laid out. We'll turn it back over to the players entirely. Kind of a good idea as to what's going on now. Players, what are you doing?
I have an idea, man.
Oh, I always love one of these.
All
right, what you got?
You're thinking that we should just jump over the pile?
Nah, it's pretty close though.
Turn back?
That would be the smartest decision, but nah, I was thinking of a way through it. I got rope, and I can see a path. What if, what if we let each other, like what they do in preschool, and they all gotta hang on to the rope, make sure no one runs away. But I make a cloud, so our undead buddies don't see us. Cause I could make a cloud, but I keep forgetting that this canyon is actually huge. So it would only cover us for a little bit now that I think about it, but it's an option. It's an option that exists, and the runaway part too. That's probably the smartest one. I should stop talking now.
Would we be able to see out of the cloud, and people wouldn't be able to see in?
It goes both ways. It's hard to see. Unless your fancy eyes see through clouds, but I don't. You know that better than I do.
Do not think so.
Yeah, and it'd just be a lot of trust.
So we follow the rope.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing. Yeah, the thing with the path though is it's not really hidden. So if we're really quiet, maybe I could lay it down or something, and then do the poof of the cloud, and then we'll have a chance to do that. And as long as you feel rope, you're okay. I don't know if it's overcomplicating it, or we could just shoot some skeletons. That also works.
And as you're we could shoot some skeletons, that also works. There's a little bit of a silence, a little lull in the conversation, and you can hear from further into the canyon, the sounds of the night. You can hear way in the distance a little clink and jingle of metal, the rustle of the hobgoblins doing whatever they're doing way out there. But much closer still, you can hear mice and such moving about inside the bones. You can hear the occasional ruffle of feathers. It seems there's a grouping of birds that must be nested or roosting on the north side there. And then down further from in the canyon, you just hear an absolutely horrendous shriek of a mammalian bird crossbreed that is of enormous size, letting out a call into the night. Maybe you've heard owlbears and griffins and such things before, but this This is a little bit beyond even that. There's a ring to it, sort of a metallic sound that's cutting through the scream, a reverberation that reaches you and really just raises that predator-prey instinct, depending on which style you happen to find yourself on.
Or we could run.
Run. We just got here. I mean, if I had the capability, I would just bamf us all across. But I can really only do that with, one of you.
Do you still have your disc?
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, I'll probably go away in about 2 minutes, but if you give me another 10, I can throw someone on it.
That would avoid the bones.
Well, for one of you. Unless you want to... I once met the Chult ones. There's this group of goblins. I don't remember exactly their tribe name, but they all would stack on top of each other. It's a fascinating thing. What if... I mean,
That would
you
be
could...
most impressive.
I mean, Andry could be a very solid base. Dahrian, I mean, you probably are the second... Oh, you look between you and Blitz. I don't know who's heavier. You're both made of metal at this point.
This would be a very awkward stacking. I'm just like, people, it sounds so painful.
Perhaps we should lay on top of each other, sandwich style, to
I mean, that could work too.
more
You
evenly
don't-
distribute the weight.
I mean, if you all just hop on the disc and hug each other, it shouldn't have any issue.
Let's get a little cozy.
We can spoon our way to safety.
How big is the disc?
I think it's pretty small. It's not too huge. I think it's like 3 feet. Hold up.
And as
Really?
Dahrian points out the flaw in the plan, and you're all sort of getting used to each other. Now, these are adventurers who've been gathered from across the lands. This is maybe the first time they've done some serious problem solving together. So there's a little bit of a, sharing of your capabilities and
It is.
limitations. Yes,
3 feet in diameter.
3 feet in diameter.
That's
So,
not large enough to carry Leonardo DiCaprio.
I mean, maybe if you, curl up, fetal position and sort of stack, but.
I mean, if you just lay Andry in the bottom of it, it'll be extending that radius even more. So.
Now,
How long? Because I know you told us initially the map sizing, but I already forgot.
50 feet squares.
50 feet squares. Okay, so the pile of bones is quite a bit.
350 some feet, you would guess, to the far side. Some of your vision's going out 300 some feet. You've got the ability to see just a hair beyond that, and you can kind of see where the bones are dropping off, and some of the stone is glinting back at you in the distance.
Gotcha.
But as the conversation is going, and as you're discussing, size and weight limitations of Tensor's discs, to the south, 200 some feet away, that cavern mouth, you see a glint of dull red light for just a moment appear in kind of a vertical slit. It expands a little bit, and you get a refreshed smell of maybe a little bit of wood smoke or other burning happening. And then whatever was, kind of blocking the light folds back down. Now you've been on adventures and, done some guard work yourself. Likely someone has just emerged from between hanging curtains or, skins of some sort, and that little bit of light leaked out. They don't seem to have noticed you yet, but there is something down there.
Or we can just go that way.
I like that idea. I'm going to start heading that way.
That's an idea.
I can cause us all to be silent. With a spell, you would need to stay within about 15 feet of me, but I believe that would assist us in getting down. The only thing is no spells would be able to be cast from it. You would need to get away from me.
Unless it's a non-verbal spell.
Oh boy.
Well, that is true, yes.
Let me consult my book.
Andry will pick up a rock.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need spells.
I could always take a little peeksy. Yeah, like report back. I'm pretty light on my feet, and he gives like a little gentle like tip tap with his booty covered. Whoops.
Consensus is to go there and enter. Yes.
I mean, right now, I don't see a reason to even enter the graveyard, other than that they're on the other side of it. And we are here to eliminate the Mesa threat, so the threat's probably that way. As he says that, he's going to go look over at the nice, shiny obelisk that's there, and just,
There's markings on that obelisk. I think maybe a history check would be a good thing to do now.
I think I may have seen some of these markings before.
Maybe you have.
Ooh.
Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. Do you happen to speak Goblinoid?
Not right now.
Not right now. So if you don't speak it right now, then right now that just looks like a lot of scribbles. Blitz, are you joining in next to Tahir to consider that?
Yeah, I rolled
Alright.
that a long time ago, and then it took a while to appear.
This looks absolutely dreadful in terms of writing.
Blitz, do you happen to speak Goblinoid? It does look dreadful indeed. Looks like someone's just had their way with the dwarven language.
I mean,
Speak Dwarven.
as I always say, give me 10 minutes, I can accomplish almost anything I need, but I don't feel like it's really important right now.
No, I think if we take the time, then they may come out and beat us up.
They may. So, party, what you doing? It's been, 5-10 minutes of quiet conversation, checking things out, surveilling the area. But now that you're about to do a thing, what are we about to do?
Shall we approach then?
Yes, let's.
And everyone's fine with silence?
I am.
I'm okay
be
with
okay.
that.
Then I will cast silence, 20-foot radius from me. And
Sounds
I
good.
say we head towards that opening.
It may be a quirk of the silence at the moment, but the silence will move with you. When we get done this, check in with the 5e. I have a feeling silence is point specific instead of moving, and I don't remember. But for now, it works. And so you kind of start creeping along, and it's all quiet. You make your way up, and as you get a little bit closer, definitely within 300 some feet there, you can see that there is a hobgoblin standing outside of a set of flaps or a curtain. You can't really tell what type of cloth or material it may be. And you just standing there, kind of leaning to the side, just sort of watch him for a second or two. And then he gives a little like a shrug and a bounce, starts tying up his trousers, and then turns and heads back in.
And what we're seeing is like when you say heads back in, because you mentioned there potentially like some sort of curtain. I don't know if I just missed it. Did you say there's like some sort of like?
So yep. So he turns to head back. You guys are all 250-ish feet away at this point. You're kind of in the open, but he can't see you at the moment. So as he turns, is anybody doing anything about that before he reaches out and kind of gets hold of the curtain? Cool. So he reaches out, he kind of presses, and you can see that dull glow come through. And as that comes through, it hits him and kind of lights up the center of his face for a moment. And you realize that he's wearing a white face paint of some sort. It's almost luminescent. It just needs a little bit of light to set it off, and it kind of glowing a weird fiery red, but you can see it's a white paint underneath. He's got something big and bulky atop his helmet. He's got what looks like a functional helmet, and then a big bulky spot probably bone of some sort, skull design up on top. You can hear a little bit of metal jingling as he moves, but it looks like he's got skins, cloaks, furs, something thrown over top of him. And despite a very functional-looking longbow on his back, he's got a huge wonkin bone hunk that he's kind of hauling along with him as he goes back inside. There's a little bit of conversation as he walks back in. It's muted. They're not trying to call attention to themselves. Hergle, burgle, burgle, gurgle. Does anyone speak Goblin? So far, we've eliminated 2 out of 5. Does any of the rest?
I do not.
Okay. Hergle, burgle, gurgle, furgle is what you hear as the hobgoblin goes back inside.
Mm-hmm.
If nobody's going to stop him, Andry will continue to move forward.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sorry. You don't even hear the hergle, burgle, gurgle, furgle. I just forgot. You're in the silence bubble. You see a hergle, gurgle, mouth movement, but no sound comes over. Even more reason you don't understand what happened. So you silently make your way up. Position yourselves outside the cave. You're now quite close. About 10 to 15 feet back inside the cave. It's maybe 8 feet or so across. Skins have been hung, and you can see that it's bits of leather, bits of horsehide that have been strung up and layered over itself several times to block any light. There's some smoke creeping out from overhead, but it's fairly faint and damp smelling, so they must just be, a small fire on the smolder, nothing bright going on inside there.
Since we can't talk, Andry will rub his belly.
All
right, so
and
he's going to take Dawson's
Tahir?
the wizard's Tahir's indication that he can go in, so he'll start making his way towards it.
All right. Andry, it's a skin, you just grab on the side and you pull, no doorknob, no lock. Are you just shifting it to the side?
Sure.
Okay.
Does anyone want to stop him before he does this? Anyone at all? Anyone?
Blitz is
he's bigger than me. I'm not going to stop him.
I'll ask one question while we're at
this is realizing
point,
we probably should have made a plan before we started this.
Yeah. The silence kind of screws everything because.
I think Tann might just hide as he sees them starting to go and be like,
How tall is the cavern?
So the cavern's probably a good 30-foot tall at the entrance, but it's sloping down quickly. So it looks like there's kind of a natural break that's been deepened a bit. So it's kind of sloping in 30, 20, 10-ish. So by the time it gets to the skins, it's maybe 10 feet or so tall. 8 foot wide, right. 10 foot tall, skins going across.
So hypothetically, if we were behind the bubble on our side, they wouldn't be able to hear anything we're doing from this end. So
can you cork it? Yes, you could cork it with the bubble if you chose.
So Tahir would step out of the bubble from that way, so he's able to cast spells through it.
Okay.
But they won't be able to hear him from there.
Gotcha. Yep. So Tahir starts to fall back a little bit as Dahrian moves forward. So let's just represent that in theoretical terms here on the map.
Let's produce some tools and begin fidgeting with the little trinket.
Sounds good. And I just heard a babink noise. Hang on for just one moment. Let me check what just went babink. Thanks for the hosting there, Goodman Games. Thanks for stopping by. We're working our way through the Dark Tower, and the party is just making their way into the Camel Bone Yard.
And if a couple of you want to step out and formulate some sort of a plan.
Blitz is going to show the little thing you just crafted and text scrolling across what his plan.
So you got a pager. Nice.
Awesome.
All right. And so, Andry, are we throwing the curtain open? Has anybody come up with a plan other than the actions I've heard so far?
Other than peeking our heads through, but I think Andre's going to do that and then some more.
Probably.
I'm getting that impression. All right. So.
And
Go.
just before I pull open the door, can I use a giant's might?
Sure. Absolutely. You want to rip that off the hem? You certainly may. And so, what happens is, you go ahead and pull that back. Behind it, you can see a cavern has been, extended into the area. In that is a small fire pit. It's just enough, to keep food warm. There's something cooking there. Kind of standing around it, not quite at ease, but kind of in a relaxed look, are 8 hobgoblins. The hobgoblins each have white paint on their faces done up to look menacing. None of you happen to speak goblinoid, so the import of this might miss you. Atop their helms, they've got what look to be horse or camel skulls, and each of them is carrying a massive bone club, or has one sitting beside them. Along with that fire pit is a huge bronze gong, catching the firelight and making it dance about the place. Andry, you're kind of the first to see this. In that moment, you having brought in your giant's might, are you continuing in a aggressive fashion, or is there a plan beyond be strong, go in?
Andry is not a planner.
Okay.
So he has his rock. He was planning on throwing it at them.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and bring up the turn order. We'll find out what happens next based on the turn order. I'm going to bring up 8 hobgoblin tokens for myself. And if you could go ahead and click your tokens, roll your initiative, and we'll start to resolve what could be some combat. You will be my hobgoblin of choice. Ooh, coming in at a 14. And, looks like the dice are paying attention to what we're doing. Andry, you are the first to go. Is it rock, paper, scissors time? Did I get it? Wait, hang on. What? 1, 2, 3, 4. I missed an initiative. Tann, I got you. Tahir.
It's me.
I think I missed you. Let's get this you on the order here. And you were in there with an 8. And now we're good to go. Andry, what are we doing?
Andry will fire his rock at the closest one to the gong, I guess.
Okay.
And I don't have a rock as a weapon.
That's okay. Rocks are thrown. Thrown can be strength, so go ahead and give me anything with a strength. That is very much a miss, and I do not believe the chat has favored us with any rerolls at the moment.
Alright. Well, that sucks. Bonus action rage.
Okay.
And I will move up to the thing and say, Andry hungry.
Alright. So Andry, as you rush in, basically they're all just like looking up at you. You're probably just right at the edge of the bubble, and then you step forward. You can now hear the fire crackling. You can hear the exclamations of the hobgoblins, and the first thing that they hear as this silent giant approaches is Andry hungry. It's an odd thing. But Blitz, you just saw Andry charge forward. You blessedly did not get to hear about Andry being hungry. What are you doing?
Well, it's clear that we're fighting, so I guess you just follow suit. rush forward and I don't know if you can feel guilt, but if so, you might feel guilty as he attempts to cave in this guy's head.
You got it. You rush forward into the pile, and let's see what we got. 15 will not do at the moment.
And I guess swing again.
Ooh, you got 2 of them now? All right.
Oh, I was just
10
kidding.
Also will not hit.
We don't really want to hurt these guys. We're just trying to make it a grand entrance.
We're trying to help hit the gong for them.
Yeah.
It's all about the intimidation factor. Anything from Bowser?
Yeah, I think he'll run up between us and bark at him.
Okay.
See how that goes.
Horse-empowered Rend is a solid bark. 20 will hit. 10 points of damage is a bundle. But the Hobgoblin is still standing. Anything else for you?
That's it for now.
Got it. That is going to bring on the pile of Hobgoblins, and they all give out eerie hoots. You can see as they move, they've got something piled up on their back or over their shoulders. They drag around in a weird way, but the important part to them is they are swinging bone clubs at our good friend Andry. Andry, as the bone clubs come at you, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hobgoblins dogpiling Andry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They did real good. Andry, what's the armor class I'm trying to hit?
16.
16. So
we
we
can give disadvantage to one of them.
Oh,
I
okay.
am going.
The first one. I can't see the scores yet. I haven't looked. But
That's okay. First one is going to make that a miss. That'll take that from an 18 to a 14. Good choice there. Andry, did you say something else was going on?
Yeah, I am going to use my Giant's feature to, as a reaction, I can. Oops. Not
One
that
attack
one.
roll. It can see within 5 feet. Okay, that was Bowser, and then Andry, Cloud Rune is hit by an attack roll. You are a creature you can see. You can use a reaction to choose a different creature within 30 feet of you, other than the attacker. Becomes the target of the attack of the same roll. So you force one of them to attack each other.
Yeah,
That's
the
not
crit.
very nice. And Yoop. One of them falls down looking betrayed, but that is still going to leave a little bit of damage to deal with. We got 15 on the first hit. We got 12 on the second for 27. We got 18 on the third for 45. We got 6 for 51. 51 points of bludgeoning damage coming at you as the hobgoblins employ their martial advantage to good effect. Cut that in half, of course, you raging barbarian, you.
Yep.
And
All
then
good.
Tahir, as the bone clubs rise and fall, what are you up to?
He's just gonna look at the entire shenanigans as this happened before him. Was like, amateurs. He's gonna take a seat. He's gonna pull up the heavy crossbow, just lay on his knee. He's gonna put his finger right on the bolt. He's gonna light his bolt on fire, and then, pew! Off goes the crossbow bolt.
Sounds good.
The first will come the fire bolt. 24.
Good firebolt. Would you like to hit the wounded one or the wounded
Will
one?
Take off. So 9 points of fire damage.
That will take out a wounded hobgoblin.
And then with the second attack comes the crossbow itself. Because Bladesinger stuff.
Blade Singer shenanigans engaged.
I assume a 10 will miss.
10 will miss.
Ah, shit. Well, here we go.
Time
Close
to
crossbow.
reload. Tann, what do we got?
Probably gonna keep it simple from right now. He's gonna be kind of like hiding back a little bit, keeping himself kind of next to the doorway so he can peek out and dip back out. When he peeks in and kind of like pokes his head through the skin curtain, he's gonna find a wounded one and make a kind of like a ding dong little motion and cast Toll of the Dead.
You got it.
On a wounded one.
Wisdom checks on Toll the Dead?
Yes.
You got it. Wisdom check. Hobgoblin. 17. Pretty good.
Oh man. Yeah, he's alright. I'm just gonna hide back here for a second, guys, and rethink my decisions in life. And he's just gonna hide behind the door a little bit.
You got it. Dahrian, you are currently maintaining the silence. Let me know if that drops. What else is going on?
Okay, is that gong within 20 feet of me?
It can be if you move forward a bit.
Okay, I wish to move forward.
Okay.
Until that is, 5 feet inside the area of effect of that. I will bonus action. Let's see here. What am I looking for? Hold on 1 second. Gotta make sure I'm doing this out of the right thing. Okay. I'm casting Spiritual Weapon and engaging with that and my flail.
Sounds good. Spiritual Weapon 13 is going to miss. Flail, let's see it.
Did it roll?
Flail?
Maybe?
Flail? There it goes. 15.
There it goes.
15 is going to miss.
Ooh. Yipes.
So close, but not quite.
Ay, 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 ay.
Dahrian, anything else?
That is all I got.
Back around to the top of the turn order then, and Andry. The hobgoblins kind of recovered from what little shock they had as you rushed in. They're looking at their weapons. They're looking at you. You've now presented a reasonable threat, but they've got themselves together after the initial dog pile. What's going on?
Andry's gonna say, "You people hit like girls," and he's going to punch the one in front of him.
Okay. You sure do. And can I get a damage on that one? 8 points of damage there. Still standing.
I'm gonna grab the one standing beside him
Okay.
as I grapple him. So
Ooh.
I believe that's athletics.
Strength athletics check. They will choose to go on the strengthy side. A 5 is not good enough. They are now grappled. Are you of the grappling type that's going to give them a restrained as well?
How do you do that?
If you have the
Or-
grappler feat.
I do not.
Okay.
No.
So they are grappled with you, and now what?
I will punch the one that I just attacked
Okay.
again.
All right. A 12 will not hit.
I will action surge.
Oh, okay.
And I will punch him again.
12 will still not hit.
Wow.
Good lord. Dawson, what did you do to my character?
An 18 will hit, though. 18 is a hit. How about some damage on that one? 11 is plenty. That fells the hobgoblin. So you've got one in one arm. You pound on the other one. Eventually falls. Now what, Andry, or are we all set?
I'm picturing that I'm surrounded by these things.
You are, yeah, they are all around you, like ready to
Alright.
club down.
So no point in going anywhere.
Okay. That is going to bring up Blitz and Bowser, who are on the outside of the dog pile, but have been doing some damage. What are you two up to?
Are they situated such that you can hit them with an AoE without affecting Andry, or?
You could get 3 of them with an AoE, depending on which one you have. What AoE do you have?
It's okay. I'll just go clean a couple of them off him with the club there.
Sure.
Old school. Oh.
18 works. Let's see some damage from that.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, that's a ton of damage.
Ooh.
Felling a hobgoblin in one swoop.
Yeah.
What else you got?
And the next swoop doesn't. It's more of a whoop.
That's more of a whoop than a swoop, yes. Anything from Bowser this round?
Yeah. Any of them showing blood or exposed meat?
These are all looking intact. The one that's being held by Andry looks pissed, but otherwise okay.
All right. The nearest one to Andry that isn't being grappled.
You got it.
Okay.
No, not with a 10.
Yeah, that's it.
You got it. And that is going to bring up our hobgoblins, whose representative I deleted, but it is their turn. So the 4 of them will try Andry once more. One of them gives a little bonk on the bronze gong, but it just no sound comes out. Free action wasted there. But the 4 of them then raise and lower clubs, hoping for some more damage on Andry. 1, 2, 3, 4 attacks coming in. 2 of those
disadvantage on the first, but
are going to hit.
Doesn't matter.
Disadvantage on the first is going to go out. Is that a... that's one you got to declare before the roll, or is it after the roll? How does that one work?
It's a reaction, Bowser. Just a reaction. I don't know. Like I figured I'd just apply it to the first one since I don't think I can know the roll before he does it, right?
Imposes disadvantage on attack.
In which case the first one doesn't matter, but.
Yeah, we'll make you waste it on that one. If you do want to declare it, we'll always go off the first one. That seems like a good rule. But that is still 2 hits coming in on Andry if nothing else is done. Andry, have you got anything else?
I got Stone Endurance.
Okay.
To take 11 points away from that crit.
Actually, the crit won't get you. The crit was a 12. It is the 18 that'll hit you for 13 points of damage.
So that would be 2 instead?
2 instead, and then down to 1 because you're a raging barbarian. And then the 21 will come in with a 16, reduced to an 8. Yes, please.
9 damage altogether.
You got it. Tahir, that brings it to your turn. Hobgoblin's not looking so fantastic at the moment.
Finally getting the string all the way back.
Mm-hmm.
So load up one of those lovely, just solid steel crossbow bolts.
Lovely. Iron, I think it was, but steel.
Iron. I have no idea how this is going to fly in the air. Normally, we want something a little heavier for this. Boop. It'll light on fire, and then it'll shoot it right at the one that. Let's see, the one that. I'm trying to remember names. Blitz hit with his spiky club.
You got it.
Firebolt. Bam. 20.
Solid 20.
14.
2 is enough. We've felled another of the hobgoblins. 3 remain.
Crossbow will hit the one that Andry is grabbing.
Okay.
Bam.
Yes, it will. 22 definitely hits. 11 is enough. You take one out from Andry's grasp.
Oh, I was hoping he was going to crush it. Well, he'll yell at me later for this.
Tahir. Okay, Tann, what do we got?
The last 2 hobgoblins, are they within the sphere of silence?
They are moving in and out of it. That's kind of right at their range, because Dahrian has it back there where the gong sort of is. Then Andry, and then that's kind of where their pile is. So they're right on the edge.
Okay, so I'm thinking my thought is I want to go in to do Thunder Wave. Could I do that within the silence bubble? And still like hit them?
You would have to cross and basically poke your head out of the silence bubble and then do it. You've got enough movement to do that. Yep, sounds good.
Okay. Would it make sound? Because I was hoping to cover the sound, because Thunderwave makes a lot of sound.
It will make a lot of sound in the cave, but the cave is corked by the silence bubble, so it'll be real loud in there, but nowhere else.
That'll work. All right, so he's gonna run in and pop through the silent bubble go, "Hey man," and as he kind of gives like a little bit of a bleat, he'll cast Thunderwave.
Sounds good.
Let's do second level. That sounds like fun.
Second
It's a
level.
Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw. Thank you for only doing this when I had 2 hobgoblins left. I appreciate the reduction of saving throws. 1,
You're
2.
welcome. I totally
Oh,
planned it.
17 and a 16 though. They're pretty good at this.
Never mind. They're okay. Wow, I'm in trouble.
I think it still does half damage though.
Oh, does it?
I believe
yeah, I
so.
think
If
you're
you
right.
could bring that one up.
Yeah, Thunderwave display.
On a failed, it is pushed. On a successful, takes half. Yes, please give me 2d8s.
That makes sense. I don't know why I forgot that, but I totally did. Okay. So I casted it at second level. We'll do.
Oh, 3d8s then.
Yeah. Hopefully. There it is.
3d8s looks good. 11 points of damage, half that down to a 5, unfortunately.
Oh,
But
man.
they look a bit shook.
And then how high up is the ceiling?
In here, now that you're inside, it's only about 8 foot, and it's getting lower as it goes back. It doesn't look like they really hollowed this out much, just kind of widened it to make enough space.
Perfect. Escape plan activate. And he's gonna use his I lost what it is. It's basically he can fly up in the air 10 feet, and
Okay.
so he's gonna fly up in the air 10 feet, stick to the ceiling, and scoot out of the way.
Yes, the gazelle-like centaur just reverses and sticks to the ceiling.
Wowzers. These
Dahrian.
hobgoblins are super weirded out by this encounter.
We need
Like-
an animation of that.
Like, they were trying so hard to be intimidating and scary with their white face paint and their bone clubs, and you're just like, boop.
Oh, I found it. It's, as a bonus action, I could cause a gust of air to surround me before or after I cast a spell, and I fly up 10 feet in the air without provoking opportunity of attack.
You got it. Dahrian, in your silence bubble, mercifully isolated from the thunder wave, what are you up to?
Spiritual weapon
Sure can.
to attack one of them.
Yep. Ooh, no.
That is a miss. But then I will make sure I can do this, I guess. Once again, use my flail.
15, just not quite enough.
Daggum. All right.
Daggum. Andry, you're holding a dead hobgoblin. You've beaten another one unconscious. What are you doing now?
I forgot about the holding the dead hobgoblin. Can I use that as a weapon?
Sure. When a
All
body
right.
meets a body, a flying through the rye. What do we got?
So
You cannot make a hobgoblin into a weapon, apparently.
I will try again on
Okie
his
dokie.
body.
17 works better. It is an improvised weapon, so give me 1d4 plus strength, please. Unless, oh wait, unarmed fighting lets you use anything as a weapon, doesn't it?
The grappler does.
Okay. That is a ton of damage for hitting a hobgoblin with a hobgoblin, and he falls. Anything
And
else?
I will bonus action grapple the one beside him.
You got it. He's going to try and not have that happen. 20 he posts up. A 14.
That was the wrong one. Sorry.
Oh, no, animal handling.
Animal Andry. Stop heading. What are you doing?
27, much stronger. You have the hobgoblin grappled. And so, Blitz and Bowser, what's going on?
I think you might watch and see what Andry does with it.
If you want to pass your turn, you certainly may.
I mean, he'll be ready in case something crazy happens, but
You got it. Tahir.
I think it's technically the goblin's turn because they're no longer.
Oh,
in
excuse me. Yes, it is
order.
the Hobgoblin's turn. Thank you very much. Hobgoblin is going to. Man, he's in a bad way. He's just gonna try and swing the bone club at Andry. Like, let me go. Bonk. It will not get the extra 2d6 damages, and it is a miss anyway. So just can't do anything. And now Tahir, please.
Now he's intrigued what Andry's gonna do.
Hmm.
But that'd be kind of a sadist thing. I want to give the poor guy a merciful killing.
Okay.
Because I do not want to imagine what's gonna happen. Firebolt. Bam.
15
That misses.
will miss.
Crossbow.
That definitely
Bam.
hits. That
Ooh.
will do. Andry, you've been deprived your prey once more as another hobgoblin is shot out from your grasp, and everything calms down a bit. Can I get from the party, as things calm down a bit, a fateful d20 to see if anything notices how maybe not calm it is? A 1 or 2 on here, something may have noticed you. Dun 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 dun.
Who's the brave one?
oh,
The 10 got in there
Oh,
first.
Jenna.
hey,
Jenna
buddy.
with the save. 10.
Oh, yeah, good.
It took me so long too, because the way my thing is, the turn order was blocking us. I was like, just let me.
And so everything quiets down. The silence bubble seems to have done its work well. Everybody gets in out of the way and gets that scrap of cloth back in place before anything out there notices the light. You have the half dozen plus hobgoblins laying there. They look to be done up to be scary. They've got the skulls on. They've got a lot of cloaks and cloths. They've got humps build up on their back, and they've got bone clubs. But it looks very costumey, rather than of any religious or other significance. Little fireplace, bronze gong. What's the party up to from there?
I'm gonna
Sift through
drink
the
a
mess
healing
and see.
potion.
Oh yeah.
You got it. Andry recover. Good roll. 9 hit points back there.
I'll have a look about the place, see if there's anything of note other than let's say what's on their bodies. Will they have anything interesting?
I'm gonna
Sure.
kind of pat his back as Tann assists him, and I'm gonna boop Daw's character Tahir with a little bit of guidance.
Got
Yes.
it.
That's
So
good.
as you
remember that.
as you're searching about, good.
Oh, I was just going to say, I'm going to disassemble the gong. I mean, basically take it off so it is unusable.
Sure. So as you go to start disassembling the gong, it is a sizable chunk of metal. And as you give it a lift, and you're like, oh, this has got quite a bit of heft, and wow, it's actually good bronze. You would say if you were able to return this to civilization, it would be worth somewhere in the neighborhood of 100 gold, just based on the metal, not mentioning the craftsmanship. Otherwise, as you're searching about, you see each of the hobgoblins is equipped with a longbow and in the area of 20 arrows each. They've got those big clubs, and they're all wearing, kind of a chainmail underneath their cloaks and that sort of thing. Along with that, scattered about in pockets in places, you can turn up about 50 silver pieces and another 20 gold pieces. A lot of that was sort of around a small area where you find a couple of carved knuckle bones. It seems like they were passing the time throwing dice. So in the neighborhood of 30 gold gathered overall as you move through.
20 gold pieces, is that what you said?
50 silver and 20 gold.
Yeah, 50 silver, 20 gold, and some assorted change.
Are you making notes of that, Daw?
Yeah, I have the gong, silver, and the 20 gold.
Okay, cool.
I mean, we can get the gong later. We'll just throw it on the disc.
It's a heavy. I mean, it is a weighty
Bronze
piece
gong.
of metal.
That's what the disc is for.
Almost the
Nice.
perfect size. If you put it on the disc, it would look like an invisible butterbee.
That was fun. You guys fight good.
Yeah, my silence only lasts about 10 minutes, so I
Mhm.
think it's probably just about overish with the trek in and hanging out outside, or how much time is left on that?
So I would say you kind of come in and you wait that out so you can have a conversation, and then we'll kind of pick up from there. So a
Okay.
bit of time searching around. You make sure everything's kind of closed out, nothing's coming in, and then a little more plan making perhaps now in the safety of your very own cave lair.
Well, Dahrian, one that was used to great effect. Now that I'm thinking about it, could you do that again and let us get through the bone place? I mean, that would stop all the crunching and now the bones, would it?
I am capable of doing that again. Yes, absolutely.
Just an idea.
Yes, was there another cave?
Just this cave so far. So this is the only
Okay.
one that you've noticed. You know that there are other caves and indentations in the cavern walls, but they've been a bit far away for your eyesight. You just can see them, a little bit of a dark bit, but it could be, a 1-inch dip, a little projection, or it could be a full-on cave. You'd have to move towards them to find out.
Okay.
Well, my best guess is this place was used as a sentry post. At best, me that large guy will make quite a racket in the canyon like this. Don't bounce all over the place.
Yes,
Let's
it is
not
good you silenced it.
let's not forget the whatever creature that was that we heard screech before. What is the plan from here?
Well,
Uh,
I don't know
Let me ask-
if any of
ask
you
what-
have a way of helping us fall a great distance without, or, well, I guess option one, they climb on top of the canyon, then drop down the canyon. But I didn't prepare feather folds today, so that was my mistake.
Well, you didn't know that we were going to be in this predicament, so
No, I did not.
Also, I think the birds are up there.
that would be my guess as well.
So, either birds on top or undead at the bottom.
Undead smash good.
I am definitely more capable against undead than large griffins or birds. However, we don't want to call attention to ourselves.
Can we take a short rest while we're discussing this plan, or
You could try to. I'm always up for letting the party pass time. Would the party like to try and pass an hour?
If Andry needs it, I'm okay.
Blitz is a follower. I'll tell you the truth. if the party's staying, he'll stay. In the meanwhile, he would probably investigate the face paint and see if that has any kind of religious significance. Is there any way you could do that?
Sure, give me a religion
Yeah.
check on that one.
You had some training at the academy. Let's see here.
He's academy trained.
Mhm.
And I guess I should just guidance everything in the world, right? Or is
As long as you take the time to do so. As long as you have time, sure. So you offer up a prayer and you do a little set. You wipe it off and it is powdered bone mixed with a little bit of, something gluey to make it stick. But the designs don't look deliberate or important enough to have a religious significance. It looks a little slapdash, and not like the cool kind of slapdash where they're like bang and slap. It's just like a kind
And he might kill the rest of the time by ritual casting comprehend languages in case we come across any more goblin scratch.
Sure.
Blitz, you are a genius. I will absolutely hop on board with that idea as well.
And are you needing healing, Andry?
That depends. Are we taking a short rest or?
I can assist you there. I'm afraid that if too much time passes, we may be facing perhaps another guard. unit.
Just hold your spells for now, and we'll see what happens.
Well, Andry, I did bring enough for at least everybody for today. He holds open his robes. It's just a line of like potions that are just sitting there. If you need one, I can offer you one. But remember, kind of sometimes do needs to get paid back eventually at one point.
I'll be okay.
Are you? Come on. You can be honest with me.
I'm fine.
I got some too if you need any. I think I picked up
I have some too.
some.
So I've heard
Okay.
I've heard plans that'll carry us forward about 10 minutes, which is a comprehend languages ritual cast. So we'll let those 10 minutes start to pass. As those do, could I get a fateful D20 from someone? You just need to avoid a 1. So not a 1 would be good.
I already rolled one, so I got it out of the way. So this
Got
is a
it?
safe
That's
D20
that's
right
100% how dice work.
Mhm.
Blitz, if you want to cast
Nice.
comprehend languages, I could do a spell like detect magic if that would be beneficial instead. So we're not putting all our eggs in one basket.
Okay.
Nice.
Indeed.
All right. So a comprehend languages and a detect magic goes off. Tahir, you notice the magic from amongst the party. But along with that, you can see over in those bone piles, those 6 suspicious mounds are also radiating magic. The pillar stones, as impressive as they are not. They appear to be mundane material. But Blitz, you are able to tell after the comprehend languages goes off that it's just a bunch of insults. A little bit of, Zog was here kind of things. Humans smell. You guys are the worst. All sorts of stuff. Boo. Get out. Spooky, spooky. That kind of stuff.
Some bad yo mama jokes.
It's some bad your mama jokes. It's all there. It's definitely written to be confusing to the eye of someone who does not know what's going on. But if you happen to speak Goblin and have enough time to kind of sort out why they turn the letters in funny directions, or magic, it's just Goblin nonsense.
Blitz will read all that very dryly and take it very seriously unless anyone else tells him it doesn't mean anything.
Oh man, those goblins got some sick disses. Pretty gnarly. Though I am curious, how do we get through here?
Well, I can notice that some of them, as we've established, are some sort of magical being, perhaps of the undead variety. Maybe if we keep far enough a distance, we can avoid them.
That is true.
They're likely triggered by proximity. So,
I mean, Dahrian, you did say you're a kind of an expert on the subject of undeath. How would you decide about this?
well, as long as we keep our distance from them, the likelihood is that they will not activate. They're probably guardians of some sort. Chris is a little confused. We're in this.
You're in the
Cave,
cave. You're in the
right?
cave to the south of there. So that kind of dark area is the pillar. The cave is the area in the wall south of that. So you're maybe
Yeah.
50 feet away from the cave, and then that gray area there is the bone pile extending 350 some feet east and west. In there are several mounds that you can see as being troublesome, and that was confirmed, at least the closest one, by the detect magic as having some magic to it. You know that the path that I think Tann had spotted starts off on the northern side, but sort of gets a little bendy as it goes through. So you would imagine there's sort of a safe path through the minefield, though Tann's only seen the first 15 to 20 feet before going out there.
Yeah. Okay.
If you want, I can kind of scout out ahead a little bit if that's helpful to you guys.
Yeah, you had said that you had found a path that would likely have you avoid these creatures.
Potentially, yeah. From what I can see.
Wait, how did dub goblins control the undead?
I'm afraid they didn't.
Well, I mean, there are some who specialize in necromancy. Maybe they have a spellcaster amongst them. Or, who knows, all this death and unnatural energies about could also lead to, who knows, undead popping up. I mean, that's a, a lot of bones.
Yeah, I would say we move through, perhaps with Tann scouting ahead first, and we would move through utilizing. I mean, we've eliminated at least this guard post. There may be another one. That may be something else to look for. Is another makeshift cave or whatever like this. I'm not somebody that is good at stealthing around per se in my armor and everything, but might be a good idea to get more information on the outskirts of this particular place.
Gotcha.
I can provide.
Sounds good. So Tann, as you sort of think back and look forward, the check that we're probably going to need here is some form of a survival. We're going to be tracing the path that the hobgoblins take as kind of the safe path there. So a survival's definitely going to be needed to know where to walk. And then we're going to need to put somebody in the party in charge of making sure that we don't just make too much noise in general. So I'll be asking for a stealth roll. And then on top of that, we're going to need a perception from somebody, to keep an eye out for other problems. There's flocks of birds and other such things in there that if you came on unawares, could start to squawk in. So that's 3 things I need. You've got 5 people. That means you can have 2 assistants or 2 potential rerolls, depending on how you want to handle things. So I'm going to ask first, who wants to be in charge of finding the right path? Who's rolling our survival check?
Andry could do it with assistance.
Andry could do it. Would somebody like to assist Andry?
I'll be handling stealth most likely, so I'm gonna bow out of that one.
Okay.
Guidance.
Blitz can provide guidance if you like, Andry, or a help for advantage. Which would you like?
Let's go with the guidance.
You got it. Go ahead and give me a survival check with a D4 bonus. That's a rough survival check. Let's see that D4 bonus. Rough. That gets us up to a 9. You're a little bit shaky as you're heading out onto this path. You're pretty sure you've kind of got it, but you've reached a point where you see 2. There's a path coming up, and then you see one more north and one more south, and we're not really sure which way to go. So let's go with perception. This is going to identify where the problem areas might be. Who'd like to be in charge of our perception check? Andry and Blitz are already occupied.
I mean, Donovan, we can work on this together. I have the magic going that can at least let us know the general area of where it's at. But you have the keener eyes than I do.
Yeah, I will. I'll do the perception.
You got it?
And I will help.
Tahir, so perception with advantage, so give me a second roll on that one. 15's the base. 15 stays the base. So we are at a 15 on the perception. We are at a 9 on our survival. So you're looking around. You're doing some good looking out. You've identified basically where the skeletal undead are. You've also identified where several beasties are. So there's some mice in here. There's some things that like the scraps, as well as a fairly large roosting of vultures. So they've quieted down for the night, but there's at least a half dozen to a dozen feathered bodies over there. They like the remains. And that brings us to our stealth check, which Tann, nobody to help you, so it's all on you. How quiet is the party being?
Gonna give myself a pat on the shoulder, do some guidance before I
can't do the guidance on this one because you don't have the action to do it.
Oh, never mind then.
Okay.
Just going in.
Going
Whoop.
in.
And then roll advantage because boots. Oh no.
Oh no. Hang on
Advantage, you failed me.
Hang on one moment. I didn't think I was gonna have to check, but now I gotta make the check.
neither.
Oh.
That's what I get for being too confident.
By
Remember, skeletons
one.
don't have ears, so.
By one.
Really?
Yes. Let me double check. 11 was the number you needed to beat, and I think you rolled a 10.
No.
10
yeah,
is
I
what you
did.
had.
Dang.
And so, question, Andry. As you saw the path to the south, the path to the north, which one did you decide?
I think we're heading north, aren't we?
Could be headed north.
Yeah, let's go north.
Okay, so you start heading north, you go down the path. After about 15-20 feet of careful progression, you realize, no, something's wrong here. This is leading you to the cliff wall, and as you sort of look ahead, your nighttime vision enhanced, you can see that there's a path, or at least a way up, that's been a couple of handholds chiseled into spots to allow you to continue upwards, and somewhere up there is something that has noticed you. It's 400 or 500 feet up, so even your dark vision can't see it, but you hear a bit of scuffling, a bit of noise, and then you hear a click, click, click noise as stones are being struck together. We have a free round of action. You have heard stones stuck together. It's somewhere 400 or 500 feet above you. What's the party doing?
Take cover? Is there any like a
Well,
rocky outcropping we can get under?
No
in case
rocky
they're gonna throw
outcropping.
something
It's
down
just
on
kind of cliff going up, and then bones around you. You're on a path, maybe only 5 or 6 feet wide, that Andry's kind of set out so you could dive into the bones, you could press up against the wall, you could run away.
Is anyone opposed to me fog clouding at the moment?
Other than we wouldn't be able to see anything coming towards us.
That's why I ask.
All right, so I'm not hearing any decisive declarations aside from the take cover. You do a quick look around.
Yeah. Shield up.
Yep, no obvious cover. Shield up. And then there's light. Up above you on a ledge, kind of set back a little bit, something has just been lit afire, and you start to hear a rumble. A pair of logs, and then 3, 4, 5 more. A half dozen logs are now bumping their way down the cliff face towards you. They are on fire. Inky, oily smoke coming up off of them, and brrr, they're coming down the line. They're going to be on you in a second. You, of course, could have dexterity checks, but if there's any reactions or other things that somebody would have, does anybody have anything to handle log descending upon you?
Unless you want a giant
forgot
bolt
to
of
prepare that
lightning
one.
streaking through the sky.
Do you want a giant bolt of lightning streaking through the sky?
Sure, probably don't.
Okay.
But let's see.
They know we're here, so
How big is the logs?
Fair
I guess
size. It's a good 6 to 8 feet across. It's a good 3/4 of a foot round, kind of bumping down at you. So it looks to have been a reasonable sized tree at some point.
Is it one or multiple?
It is 6 of them.
Oh, yeah, that probably won't help. Also, you said reaction too, didn't you?
Actions or reactions. At this point, you've got basically a round of logs coming towards you.
Gotcha. I was gonna say potentially reduce, like the spell reduce the size of them to maybe reduce the impact, but I think that only focuses on one, and that doesn't help with 6. So.
Gotcha.
Well, who wants to go away?
I'm pretty squishy.
Hey, teleporter, who wants to go?
Tann touches your shoulder.
Okay. Tahir and Tann are taking the teleport route out. Andry, Tahir, and Blitz.
I mean, I could do that too, but I feel bad leaving Bowser. I can Misty Step. Is there time to run
Yeah,
out of the
you
way?
can just start running backwards if you like, but you won't really have time to retrace your carefully plotted steps. I didn't hear anybody say anything about marking the path, no chalk, no twine left behind, so I think you're kind of running blind as you walk backwards. Memory, but,
And, like,
no path.
running sideways, is that an option? Run over here so they or no?
Run to the side.
Is running up against the cliff wall an option?
You could try and press up against the wall. So those would be things that you're staying in place and relying on a dex check for. If you run away, you're risking stepping into the loose, crunchy bones and potentially activating things. Tahir and Tann have poofed out, so they are going to a specific location, kind of a no-risk poof. Tahir and Andry Blitz, I haven't heard anything yet to get you a free escape, aside from maybe a Misty Step.
Yeah, I think. Follow me, pup.
Okay.
Any Misty Steps away.
Poof.
Bowser's
Step.
just gonna have to run and catch up.
And I do Steps of Night as a bonus action. If I'm in dim light or darkness, I can magically give myself flying speed equal to my walking speed for 1 minute.
Oh,
Absolutely. Yeah, flying would definitely avoid stepping on bones. Whoop, ha, and you're back. So I think that just leaves Andry. Andry?
I think Andre's
Um,
plan is to grab the robot and use it as a shield up against the wall.
Okay.
You mean Bowser or me?
So Andry
You're
and
gone,
Bowser...
so
Okay.
Andry and Bowser do not have the free escapes. So from Andry and Bowser, can I see dexterity saving throws, please, as they try and shuffle out of the way, take cover, use each other as a set. Andry posts up a 16, that's very good. Bowser posts up a 22, that is excellent as well. As the logs come down, they are bouncing off the cliff face. They must have bounced out just enough. Andry kind of presses up, pulls Bowser just in front, but both are just slim enough that boof, the logs land in the bone. As they do so, bones explode up everywhere. The roosting vultures go absolutely berserk. Fire, smoke, noise everywhere. So the jig may be up, as they say. But nothing more comes down from above. Away to the west, however, you hear that call again. That long, bird-like, deep screech with the weird metallic ring to it, echoing from the west. Responding in kind, slightly smaller but still very, very loud noises of avian screeches coming from overhead. There, it's all kind of bouncing around. It's hard to pinpoint where they are, but maybe as many as 16 of them calling out back and forth. Party. Some of you have teleported, were a little bit scattered. Those bone piles haven't started moving yet, thankfully. What's everybody up to?
My fly speed, I don't know where anybody is really at the moment, so I'm actually going to maybe use my movement to get at this point I'm probably 10 feet, but to get about 40 feet above and scan around and see where everybody is. And if I can, I don't know how high the cliff face is or whatever.
1,000 feet up.
Okay.
It is a long way up, and about 400 or so, about halfway up, is where you heard those logs come down from. So as they came down, they were only coming down from halfway. There's still another 500 to 600 feet up from there.
Okay. So I didn't know that they were that high up. I wanted to try and see who had done this, but under the circumstances, yeah, I'll just take a movement and assess where everybody is, and I guess keep an eye in all directions as much as I can to see what the hell is flying.
Yeah,
that is my.
Give me a quick perception check as you start in on that one, because you've still got the 300 feet dark vision that hasn't gone away. That lasts for quite some time, I believe.
Correct. Yeah, that's a full hour.
Awesome. So you kind of fly up and hover over. You take some care to gain a little extra altitude to make sure you stay out of noticing range of the undead. Going at least dark vision level away from them. You can see where those logs had come down. Little chunks have been torn off and are burning against the cliff face. So there's a pretty good trail of embers up to where it is. You can see there's a little overhang and then darkness behind it, so it must have come off of a ledge. You'd probably have to climb up another 300 feet to see back there, but you've got a real good idea that it came down from right there.
Okay.
As for the rest of the party, I don't think anyone has hidden particularly. They just kind of bamfed away, not further than your 300 feet, so you can spot them as you get a chance to look around. So now let's ask what they're up to. Tahir and Tann, I believe you bamfed somewhere. What's the range of your bamf?
I can teleport Tann up to 90 feet away from me. I can teleport myself up to 30.
Okay, so you bopped back 30 feet to a safe spot. Tann up to 90 feet.
I would have kept him with me.
Okay, so Tahir and Tann, 30 feet or so back, landed on a nice solid spot that you remember. You happen to like that particular skull very much, so you remembered it and could bamf back to it. The logs kind of landed, skeleton stuff blew up. You can see that part of that pathway has now just been obliterated. Birds flopping everywhere. Tahir, what are you up to?
Well, that didn't go as expected. That went a lot worse. Who knew that going towards the cliff face would be so much worse of an idea? And he just equips his heavy crossbow again.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Tann, do we just go west from here?
Suppose so. Everyone else knows that we're trying to cross through, right? So I don't exactly want to call out to them, and direct attention. So yeah, maybe. Yeah, let's keep going. Just kind of gives a little thumbs up.
As soon as you guys start heading back west, sort of trying to find your way, can I get a survival check from one of the two of you to kind of spot where the path now bends back around to the west with avoiding those sets? And Blitz, you also did a little bit of a teleport. What is your Misty Step range? Is that 30, 60, 90?
30.
30?
Just 30.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're in the same area as Tahir and Tann, maybe on a little bit of a different chunk, and things have shifted around a bit. What are you up to?
Just try to regroup with Bowser, I think. Make sure
Okay.
the pup's okay.
All right. So Bowser is currently on the other side of some flaming logs, with a bunch of disturbed stuff in the middle, stuff flying around. Currently being hugged by Andry, I guess. Andry and Bowser, what are you up to as you're pressed up against the cliff face there?
Well, little shield thing. I guess we should get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
I will use another Giant's Might.
Okay.
Become one size larger. I'm going to pick up one of these logs and start running.
Okay.
Can I see the other guys?
So you can see all your friends. They're all within 300 feet, so the dark vision's working for you.
Okay.
You reach down, you grab hold of one of these logs. It's coated in an oily substance. That's what caught it on fire so quick. But that's also saving your hand now. So if you kind of tilt it upwards, the fire travels up. The oil hasn't really gotten hot. It's not like a burning log. It's more like a lit torch. So you can hold it by one end and kind of carry it around if you want to carry a flaming log.
Make a good weapon.
It would make a good weapon. I'm sure.
So you're using Bowser as a shield and a log as a weapon.
Okay. So, Dahrian, you see all this going on. The party starts to converge. Nothing more seems to be happening at the moment, but those calls are echoing back and forth. Lower and quieter. That could be goblin voices or hobgoblin voices, or it could be nothing. There's too much going on here.
And it seems that is coming from which direction? The possible hobgoblins?
Off to the west as well. But there's so much noise going on here. It could just be your ears playing tricks on you, or it could be anything.
Sure. Well, I will move as quick as I can to get with the rest of the group. If make sure that whoever's behind or whatever, that I'll let them know, where the others are to converge, and I will let everybody know that there seems to be a bunch of these flying creatures, and to the west there could be possibly, I heard hushed voices. I didn't understand them, but I can't be certain of that. We may want to switch directions if we're thinking ahead in that way.
Wait, they expect us to run. If we run towards them, they won't expect it.
Speaking of that, the log that you picked up, it's got that little oil on it, and it's burning and it's giving off a little bit of light. Those other logs were lit up as well, and now that they've been sitting in amongst the bones, you start to see that fire spreading around the bone pile, and it's kind of lighting from underneath. It's not a roaring flame. It's not dangerously burning so that it's going to burn your boots, but it's slowly spreading underneath and kind of flickering up through the bones. All the skulls now have fire behind their eyes. The mouths are exhaling flame. The whole area is now dimly lit, and with a little time, it'll keep spreading. The bone pile is afire.
When I can, if it's a small enough fire that so it doesn't keep spreading, he would prestidigitate like the smaller ones, just like, stop. No. No lights.
Tann would help out too. So he'd be like,
So you're like, you put it out over here, it shows up over there. You put it out over here, it shows up over there. Because it's sort of traveling underneath the bone pile, you can't seem to see it all at once, but you're keeping areas of it out, playing whack-a-mole with the flames. Time's passing, though. 10 seconds ticks by, 30 seconds, a minute. The party's all together. What are you all doing?
No, we continue westward.
Let's
Sounds
move
like
faster
fun.
than the fire.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
Right. When presented option of going either left or right, we don't go right.
How come?
Right.
That led to falling logs. So I feel like the correct option for our next possible option is left here.
Is left here. So as we decide left here and the party begins to progress, I do need a survival check. You may have advantage because you do have a flyer at this point, able to do a little scouting of the area. So who would like to roll the survival check? We'd like to see better than a 9 this time.
I can do it.
I believe in you, big guy.
All right, with
This is what we
advantage,
call a learning experience.
a 13 sets a bar higher than a 9. You have advantage, so give me a reroll. 22
That's
is a
better.
fine number. You begin making your way through the pile. You are avoiding those dangerous mounds. You're within, 50 to 100 feet of the far side of it, so you made your way through it. It's definitely snaked you up and down a few times, basically circling these mounds in an irritating but important way. At that point, though, you can hear disturbances in the air overhead. Something big is flying. Several of them. The good news is you have more dark vision than any creature would rightfully expect. And so, they come into view. The bad news is you are backlit by fire under your legs. So as a squadron of 4 Griffin riders appear overhead looking down at you, you are able to see up at them as well.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Is right.
They are some 200 feet up at the moment. They're kind of swooping down. They're in a glide, so they're trying not to make too much noise. You can see that they've got short bows at the ready. They're probably planning to get a little bit closer before they loose at you. They are wearing a lighter armor than some hobgoblins you've seen in the past, likely because they are a flying corps. They've got decent saddles on them. It looks like well-made, well-manufactured, specific for this purpose. Any of you who do any riding would know that's an expensive saddle up there. And lances. This isn't a hobby. They're professionals. What's the party doing as they're swooping down? They haven't loosed yet. They don't seem like they think you would notice them. But you have. So you have what some might refer to as surprise at the moment. What are we doing?
Heavy crossbow, just leaning all the way back, waiting for that 100-foot range-ish.
Okay.
Come on, just get a little closer. Come on.
Little closer.
Come on.
Anybody else?
I'd probably set up a mirror image for myself.
Okay.
Just to be safe.
Mirror image. Boop, 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 boop.
You know, that sounds like actually a fantastic idea.
I
Be good.
I get squishy.
All right. 3 mirror images appear on Tann. 3 mirror images appear on Tahir as well.
Would it negate my ability to attack on the next round, technically, or no?
So if you're waiting for them to get that close, that will be combat round. So 200 feet is basically where they're at that you could have your surprise. They'll have to move closer into combat round to get you down to 100.
I mean, technically, I could hit from well beyond 100 with a crossbow.
Could try.
I could try to get one out beforehand.
Okay, so no mirror image.
I'll be fine. Clink.
Clink.
And would I be technically taking a disadvantage?
Advantage and disadvantage will cancel out at this point.
I will target the closest rider.
Closest
Bam!
rider. 25. Bam indeed. Let's see some damage on that bam.
Oh, buddy.
5. And you can hear them yelling something to each other in Goblin as they swoop. So that was Tann, that was Tahir, Andry, Dahrian, Blitz, anything on the 200-foot round.
Reach them at that point, but I think Blitz's eyes will shift to green as he prepares he's like scanning the sky above him, waiting for them to get in range of his fairy fire.
You got it. Dahrian?
Lock on target.
I do not really have anything, I don't think, that can reach him.
You got it. And Andry. And
Andry has nothing. He has his pole.
he's got the pole.
Oh yeah, how long is that thing?
Is it still burning?
It's still on fire, so it's still there. And thank you out there for the hey listen reminder. I had not shifted the map. So yes, you have it's burning like a torch, so the fire's mostly at the top, and anytime it gets close, you just kind of like push the oil up, and you've got your little bit of set.
Okay, I will move a little ways away from these guys and try and attract the attention of the Griffin riders coming down.
Sounds good. As Andry goes for the decoy, could I have everybody please click their tokens and roll themselves into initiative? This time I'm going to move my representative token over here so I don't delete it. Coming in at a 15.
One thing that I have that I had forgotten
Sure.
that I had is Vigilant Blessing. As an action, I can give somebody advantage on the next initiative roll.
Mhm.
So I'll give that to myself. I think that probably would be pretty standard because I have terrible initiative. So.
Sounds good. Let's see it. 20s? Sorry, that's Blitz coming in at a... Do you have advantage as well, Blitz?
Yeah.
Blitz coming
there
in
we
at
go.
20. Dahrian with advantage managing a 3.
Lovely.
Oh man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
Buddy.
Okay. All right. Roll 20.
all right. So at this point, the Griffins are descending. They are now coming into short bow range. They are going to be about 80 feet away as they kind of bottom out their arc and do their swoop over. Blitz, as they're at the 80-foot mark, it is your turn. What you doing?
Dang, that's out of range of the fairy fire. Don't have very many ranged options, but I guess I'll send up a guiding bolt.
Okie doke.
If I can find the dang thing. Bam, son.
Bum, 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 bum. 22 is a solid hit. 16 is a wonkin' chunk of damage. And you have marked a hobgoblin for advantage on the next attack.
Yeah, I suppose the one nearest us. Oh, you got him, yeah.
You got it. Anything else there?
I don't think so, huh? Yeah, just dodge. As far as Bowser, he'll dodge action. And
Bowser takes the dodge action.
otherwise, that's about it.
And with that, the Hobgoblin Griffin Riders fire their short bows, taking advantage of how gravity works, to aim down at the big fella, waving the log and saying, "Hit me." So they're going to try to do so. Andry, did you rage?
No.
Okay. Rageless, 4 short bow boats. Standard attack. 1, 2, 3, 4. A bunch of just misses as they fall around you. The griffins seem to be moving evasively in the air. Tann, what are you up to?
They've kind of moved in, right? But like they're still.
They're about 60 feet up and just kind of swooping, turning, and coming back, trying to stay about 60 feet away from you. 80 feet away from you, just at the range of their short bows.
It might still work.
Might still work.
It might. You said they're dexterous, so we'll see. But I kind of want to give this a try.
Okay.
I'm gonna take out a flask of oil that I have in my bag.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna cast catapult to launch it at one of the griffins.
Okay. What is the thing you do there? I think it travels in a straight line until it hits something, but I don't remember the rules for catapult.
Yep.
Let's see here.
Or 90 feet. Sorry, 90 feet in a straight line.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
So you can
wait,
definitely
yeah.
get up there.
Yeah.
She's stopping early if it impacts solid surface. You want to try and hit a creature, so it's going to try and make a dexterity saving throw. That is going to be the griffin that you said you were aiming at, correct?
Yep, at a griffin.
At a griffin. Griffin!
Fail, griffin. Yeah.
Super fail. Griffin is hit. Which griffin would you like? North, south, east, or west?
Let's go east.
East. Griffin is now oily.
That is an oily griffin.
Let's go with that's an oily griffin. And so there's an oily griffin. And
I might.
3d8 bludgeoning damages, please.
Yeah, 3d8.
Oily griffin, slippery
Nice.
saddle.
14 points. And an oily griffin has been deployed. Tann, anything else for you?
Yes. I would like. I'm just triple checking. Okay. I would like to spend 2 sorcery points to quicken a spell.
Okay.
And since I used catapult, it would have to be a cantrip, I believe. Right?
Yes.
That's how it works? Okay.
Sounds right.
Yeah, I think you quicken catapult and then you can cast one action spell.
Yeah. Oh, maybe.
A cantrip, I mean. Because you
Cantrip?
can't
Yeah.
cast-
Either way, it's going to be a cantrip. So that was my main question. I'm going to cast Firebolt on that same griffin and
Oh,
try to light it
no.
on fire.
Okie dokie. Firebolts, Griffin, you are at disadvantage as it is taking the dodge action.
Oh, well, here we go, guys.
But a 15 at disadvantage is still enough. Show me some fire damage, please.
Cool.
10 points of fiery damage, and the Griffin is no longer oily. The Griffin is on fire.
No, that's all I can do.
Tahir. There's an on-fire Griffin. What are
Hey,
you
Tann,
doing?
that sounds like a wonderful idea. Firebolts the Griffin. Disadvantage, you said.
Disadvantage, it is dodging. It's on fire, though. 24 is fine.
9.
9 is more fiery Griffin.
And I will then just pick up the crossbow, aim it at the hobgoblin that's all nice and glowy, and go clunk.
Okay. Advantage on this one. Crossbow 25. You got a hit. 8 is
Griffin.
enough. That is a hobgoblin Griffin rider dead in the saddle. Tahir, anything else?
Good.
All right. Dahrian.
Okay, and they're what, 80 feet up?
They are 80 feet up.
Are they flying in any kind of close formation?
They are passing overhead. They're probably about 20 feet away from each other, so they're in a 80-foot circle.
Okay. I will target 2 of them
Okay.
with a sleep spell, cast at 3rd level.
Okay. Do you want to try and include the fiery Griffin, or do you want fresh folks?
Fresh folks.
Fresh folks, you got it. And let's see a sleepy spell.
Okay, so let me do that.
98.
98. So I guess I'll do that,
Oh, wow. Wait. Okay.
that, and that.
So the first one was 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so that is 24, 34, 43. 43? 43.
That's what I got. Yep.
Okay. 43 hit points worth of sleepiness. That will unfortunately not put either of the Griffins to sleep, but that will put both of the hobgoblins to sleep. So the short bows and arrows fall from their grip, coming to the ground. The Griffins look a bit confused as the riders stop giving commands. Dahrian, anything else?
I will go ahead and do. I'll go ahead and activate another fly. I think it's probably been over a minute since I did it before.
Mhm.
And maybe move about 10 feet up into the air
You got it.
and prepare for next round.
Andry.
Yeah, I'm thinking I probably can't throw this pole at him. So I'm going to drop that. Oh, look, there's all these bones. They'd make great weapons.
There's
I'll
a lot of
grab a
bones.
couple of those.
All right.
Toss them on up. Guessing at disadvantage.
Yeah, I would say disadvantage. That's an 80-foot throw. And are you aiming at the fiery Griffin or the Griffin with the regular rider, or one of the Griffins with the sleepy rider?
I will aim at the rider.
Aim at the regular awake rider. You got it.
Yeah.
That is a heck of a yeet, but it falls back down without hitting a hobgoblin. Oh, that one will hit. Give me some damage on that one. You found one that was appropriately shaped and strike one of the hobgoblins. Well shot. Anything else?
No, I don't think so.
Got it. Blitz, what are we up to?
Like how far up?
They're 80 feet up at the moment.
Oh, still 80. Okay. Another guiding bolt then.
You got it.
Zap.
Guiding bolts.
Let's see.
20's going to hit a hobgoblin.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I didn't forget to specify, but you know what I was doing.
Yep, I got you. 11, he's still alive, but he is now targeted.
All right, crouch and shield and wait.
You got it. That is going to bring up the Griffins. The one with the dead rider plummets to the ground, rolling around in the bones, trying to put itself out. It will take its action to try and put out that fire. However, on the start of its turn, it will take 5 points of damage. It does not look like a happy griffin at all.
Every bit helps.
2 sleepy hobgoblins cannot control their mounts. Those mounts descend and attack. Andry, you've got 2 griffins that are now on the ground next to you. The hobgoblins are on their back just flopping around like sleepy ragdolls, but the griffins will strike at you. Beak and claw coming at Andry. A pair of beaks and a pair of claws.
Disadvantage to whatever the first one is from Bowser.
First one's still a pair of 24, so that's 11 point of piercing there. Second one's going to miss on the normal. Claw set. 13's going to miss, and a 16's going to hit for 10, so a total of 21 points of damage. Please cut that in half if you're raging. And that is going to bring up our last of the intact hobgoblin griffin pairs. This one will see the others swooping down, will swoop down alongside. They will land, they will sweep by about 10 feet away from Andry and strike with a lance, griffin rider. Come on, you're a knight, you can do this. Ooh, a 19 for 12. And he will stay about 5-10 feet up in the air, kind of as he's swooping past. The other ones are on the ground, clawing and biting. Tann, what are you doing?
That's a good question. Every time I think about it, I'm like, no. Yeah, no. I think I'm gonna go basic, and just that one poor griffin that I set on fire, I'm gonna try Toll of the Dead on it.
Hey, it is a predatory animal and wants to eat people.
I feel like prey.
Especially you. You are the tasty one.
Yeah.
Toll the Dead is a wisdom, I believe. Wisdom Griffin.
Yep.
3.
Aha.
And it is indeed damaged.
Poor griffin. Ooh, that's not bad.
18 points of damage. It's not quite dead yet, but it's just like there and sort of like squawking and flopping a little bit, burnt feathers falling off of it.
Smells
There's
like chicken.
not much. It does a bit. it's
I hear it's really gamey.
it's both chicken and steak. Tahir, what are we up to?
Oh, buddy, I can't let you just do that. That's a whole. Oh, he just was like clunk crossbow bolt goes at the poor griffin who's just
Okay.
having a rough time. Make it hopefully a little easier. 15 to hit.
15 does hit.
6.
6 is enough, and as the griffin kind of like gacks, is like squawk, you hear squawk coming back from the far end. Something's not real happy with you all.
Will then turn and I will throw a firebolt at the brightly illuminated hobgoblin who's just itching for a firebolt. He really wants it. 15.
A 15, you say?
Uh.
A 15 does hit.
Yes. Bam.
Oh, and that's enough.
Oh.
We are down another hobgoblin rider. Got it. With that, Dahrian, what are you up to?
Is that one there? Is that one of them that's on Andry?
So the two with sleeping riders are pawing at Andry. The other one was about 5 to 10 feet away with a lance poke, so it's not engaged, but they're all very close to Andry.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. I'm going to Toll the Dead on that one that just lost its rider.
Mhm.
So that is a wisdom save.
That is a wisdom save. Griffin wisdom. 9 is probably not going to do.
No.
No damage on that Griffin yet, so a fresh hit. Ooh, the 14's a real good roll. It is now damaged. Oh, Woo Man, thank you very much. You have bought a player a reroll. We've got a reroll
Very nice.
in the bundle now. Thank you out there for the chat. You know, DMs like reroll too. Dahrian, anything else?
And I will fly and move in that direction to assist Andry.
Andry, what are we up to?
So I got 2 birds in front of me.
2 birds in front of you, hobgoblins flopping around on the backs. One with a dead hobgoblin flopping around on his back.
I hate to hit the birds. That seems just wrong.
I mean, you're so mean.
Yeah, okay, I'll punch the bird.
Okay. 19's gonna hit. 10 is some damage.
I will grapple the one that I didn't hit.
Okay.
Oh, no, never mind. I got a rage.
Okay.
I will rage instead.
Bonus action rage
And
deployed.
I'll punch the one that I just punched again.
Punch the one that you just punched again.
Well,
You got
probably
it.
doesn't do it.
12 will not. Blitz.
All right, they're down here with us now, right?
They are down here with you now.
Alright. I think, I shouldn't mess with them. They're asleep. I was going to yank one of the riders off, but that'll just wake him up.
That probably would wake them up. That they can
Alright, I'm just
sleep
gonna
while
run
being
over and
jostled
clobber
around
it.
is a little nutty as well.
Alright, I'm just going to run up and start beating on one of these birds. Maybe
Okay.
the same one that Andry just punched.
Sure can.
Uh,
Yes, you can. 24 hits.
turn his beak sideways.
Ooh. Second attack, I think. Yes. 12, no.
And then
There
Bowser
is a
take
player
chomp.
reroll.
Nah.
Nah,
Save it
okay.
for something important. I send up the pup.
Got it. Bowser reroll. Or Bowser attack. 15 hits for 5. Absolutely. That force empowered rend. Anything else for you, Blitz?
No, I think that's good right there.
All right. At that, the Griffins all try and deal with Andry at the moment, as he is the one who is just so big and important and hurting. And we've got 3 beaks coming at Andry. Disadvantage on the first one? 1, 2,
Oh, yes. Thank
3.
you.
Unfortunately,
Ooh.
disadvantage on the first one doesn't help. Still 6 points of damage there. But the other 2 miss. 3 sets of claws coming at Andry. 1, 2, 3. Uh-oh. First one is going to crit for 14. Second one's going to hit for 15. So we got a total of 29, 35 total points damage between the beaks and the claws. Cut that in half, you raging barbarian.
Got it.
Hobgoblins are asleep, but coming into range near the limit of your 300-foot vision, about 250 feet out at the moment, a massive griffin, its beak shining, reflecting the firelight coming up off of it, steel, metal of some sort. its call echoing. It is just bigger than these three here and angry. Atop its back, a hobgoblin wearing a breastplate, highly reflective. You can see the fire coming up off of it. It's got a long sword in hand, and it is descending quickly. It will probably be here next round. Tann. I did go Tann. Tann, what you up to?
Tann is honestly just gonna keep his distance and save a spell slot, so he's gonna do probably another firebolt. Firebolt's pretty good. No, wait, which one of the griffins are hurt?
Sure, the one to the west and the one to the northeast both took some damage. They both look about the same level of roughed up. Maybe the one to the west a little bit more.
All right, let's bop another toll of the dead on the one on the west.
You got it?
So wisdom saving throw, please.
Wisdom saving throw from our griffin friend. 5.
Nice.
Roll all them dice.
Wow.
Wow. Right? Oh, yeah. 5 points of
Yeah.
damage. But 5 is 5.
That's something.
That is something. And Tahir, what do we got?
He's looking at his crossbow.
Mhm.
This is too boring. Puts it away, draws his sword. He will use a blade song. So he's all amped up and ready to go. And then he'll cast haste on himself.
Ooh.
Best of luck, Tann. And then he just zooms right to the other, probably the other side of this hobgoblin.
Okay.
Let's see. So probably this guy right here.
Okay.
Probably interposing between him and the big one that's coming this way.
Uh-huh.
And with his hasted action, he's going to stab at the lovely Griffin.
Griffin! No,
With his-
Griffin!
Fancy rapier. Bam!
Oh, 21's a solid hit. 8
Eight.
points of damage there. Anything else for you?
Action, bonus action, movement. Nope, that is good.
All right. Dahrian.
Okay. I will toll the dead again on that one that I did last time.
Okay.
It's a wisdom
Wisdom
save.
saving throw. Griffin, 10. I don't think that's going to pass. Already
It's
damaged, so
not.
let's see some big dice.
Uh,
10
Meh.
is damage.
Meh.
Not bad. Dahrian, anything else for you?
Just move to maybe 20 feet in the air.
Okay. You hover up a bit. Andry, as Dahrian floats up and Tahir tears out of there to the front lines. What are you doing surrounded by griffins as you are?
Bonus action, I will second wind.
Okay. 11 hit points recovered. Well done. And then...
I will punch the one that I've been attacking.
Okay. Sometimes you just want to punch a thing. That's a good punch. That's a real good punch. It is still conscious, though.
Well, let's make it unconscious.
You didn't do it that time. We got one player reroll in the bucket.
Alright, I'll hit it again.
Okay, player reroll deployed.
Oh, God.
13 again does not improve.
And
Tempted
I
them
think
into
that's
using
it.
up the player reroll. Yay! Go ahead. Cool. Blitz. It is the top of the turn order, so I get to ask for an important die roll. as you happen to be at the top of the order. I'll let you do it. Could I have a fateful die? A 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, and we get to find out who's rolling logs. A 10 is none of those things. The log roller does not join in battle just yet. But what we're going to do, because we're a little bit in, let's go ahead and take our 5-minute break here. We will come back at the top of the turn order, as we are going to have a big critter joining us, but not a log roller. So thanks everybody for swinging by. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. We're going to go grab some drinks, bathroom breaks, and other such things. Encourage you to do the same if you've been sitting there holding it. Talk to you real soon. And hey everybody, welcome back. We're 20 sides to every story. We're coming back from our break. We are playing some Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, working our way through the Dark Tower, the new original Adventures Reincarnated version that Goodman Games is going to be releasing real soon. And I believe we are in some of the extra content right now, part of the Red Moon Pass that has been expanded, and specifically the party is working their way through the Camel Boneyard, a canyon that has been a stronghold of hobgoblins. I'm trying to remember what not to do spoilers on right now for the players. So a stronghold of hobgoblins that are riding griffins, a pile of bones some 350 feet long, 50 feet wide, and other impressive measurements. No, sorry, 200 and some feet wide, and other impressive measurements that they have made their way across, carefully plotting out so as not to disturb some skeletal figures huddled within. And during the break, I realized something. There was a trap trigger that I was patiently waiting for, and I missed it. Tahir has zoomed across the bone area, and I need to double check. Tahir, are you currently flying?
No.
No. So Tahir, could I get a survival check from you? You would like to see a 15 or better to make sure you don't step off that important path.
Don't worry, you got it. Best I can probably muster is a 2, for being
2.
honest. Let's see. Survival. Bam!
A
6.
6. A 6 is a
Much
little
better than I
lower
did.
than a 15. Tahir, I have some good news and some bad news. Well, we did roll and find out that the log rolling fiend will not be joining us. Because a 6 is considerably lower than a 15, you have awakened 2 of the skeletal piles. They begin moving, rising up, long-necked, hunched back, curved spines, twisted legs. They look to be the assembled remains of camels, as 2 skeletal camels join the fray. They are on either side of you, 2 of those piles. They're probably 20, 30 feet away from you at the moment, but they look intent on closing that distance. Blitz, as we left it was your turn. You can see that Tahir's movement disturbed that pile. It was a little slow to respond, but they have joined the fray. What are you doing, Blitz?
I think Blitz's chest, like a compartment will open up in his chest, and then a little monofilament net, sticky net, pop out, and cast web at. I mean, if I could do it such that the new coming Griffin and the camels could get somehow snagged all up in there.
What is Webb's sizing? How big is that?
It's 20 feet cube.
20-foot cube. So you could lay that down so that it was basically across the area behind Tahir. So to get to Tahir, the beasties would have to go through that sort of webbed area. Tahir would be standing right on the edge. The Griffin is 99% likely to just kind of fly over it. No reason for the Griffin to run into it, but the camels don't appear to have the ability to fly. So you can give them Tahir kind of a wall, or you could put it right on top of one or the other of the camels. Do you want a wall or do you want a camel?
Oh, one or the other?
One
So
or
that
the
might be
other, yeah.
Oh, goodness. Okay. I see. Well, maybe I'll target only the Griffin coming in. We'll wait
Sure.
for it and then trigger it when he gets within range. That type of thing.
Absolutely may do that, because that's the next thing that's going to happen. What is the web spells attack roll?
Alright.
Or what am I saving against?
Looks like it's gonna be a.
DC 15 dexterity saving throw. As Griffin comes in. Whomp. The big Griffin will not be joining the party this particular round. Blitz, so you have restrained the Griffin that's on the way in. It'll kind of plong in just a moment. But prior to that, what is Bowser up to?
He'd probably munch on that Griffin right next to him.
Sure can.
A little chompy.
18's going to hit. 4 is a good chunk, but not enough to take this Griffin down. It is looking rough, though. Blitz, Bowser, anything else? No, that'll bring up our Griffin Hobgoblin team. The big Hobgoblin is swinging down on his metal-beaked Griffin, plongs into the web, and then we'll spend some time trying to fight free after that. In the meanwhile, we got 3 Griffins going at Andry. Andry, 3 beaks coming at you. Are we giving the first one disadvantage?
Yes.
Yes, you got it. Beak number 1, 13 with a disadvantage. Good call there. Number 2 is going to hit for 8. Number 3 is going to miss. Set of 3 claws. 1, 2, 3. For another 8 there, for a total of 16 points of damage. Please cut that in half, Andry. And then we're going to have 2 skeletal horses. 2 skeletal camels closing in on Tahir. Tahir, a skeletal camel, likes to bite. They can't spit anymore. As they close in, Tahir, bite number 1, crits it for 9.
Sure does. All the armor class in the world can't beat a crit. Bam.
Bite number 2.
Is that a con save right away? Hold up. Boy, not expecting that.
Hasty con.
We still got it.
Oh, what?
Blade Singer gives me a +4 to
Plus
all
4.
con saves.
Very nice.
We're still doing
And so bite number 2 coming in, a 16, probably not with that boosted armor class of yours. 2 sleepy hobgoblins, and Tann, what are you doing?
I am. I'm probably just gonna focus again on that one Griffin to the west. Try to eat away at that one. At the very least, help Andry out. Where is my
Sounds
button? Wisdom saving throw again, please.
Wisdom saving throw from a Griffin.
Oh man.
18. No ding dong today. Tann, anything else?
No, I'm gonna hold off on it. Got nothing else.
All right, hasty Tahir, what are we up to?
He's just like, of all the things, it's this. He's just stretching to the camels, like, of all of it, it's this? How boring. He'll then look towards the Griffin, he'll cast Green Flame Blade and take 2 strikes at him. Bam! First rapier. Blah, blah.
17's gonna hit.
That plus...
Oh, that's enough.
Well, the fire damage didn't matter then. Well, the flame will then hop to this Griffin right here.
Okay.
For... I'm just gonna roll the rapier... Actually, oh yeah, I'll roll rapier damage again, but that's fire.
Mm-hmm.
So for another 9 points of fire damage, we'll to this guy right here.
9 points of fiery damage. And laying on a new, freshly made down bed is 1 sleepy hobgoblin. We've got a couple more rounds of sleep, but it's starting to tick down.
I will attack the whatever camel had the audacity to even attempt to bite me.
I mean, he didn't just attempt it. He's still chewing on your shoulder. He's like,
Stop it. No.
a 15 is gonna hit. 9 is definite damage.
I could probably outrun a Griffin. I could probably outrun them. I will use my hasted action to disengage and run 80 feet in the direction of my allies.
Okay. Could I get a survival check from you, please?
If we're gonna go that route, then no. if that's the thing, I'll just fight it. That's fine. I'll stab it.
Okay.
I got this. We're fine. We're
21
fine.
for 8. You got it. Tahir, anything else?
He's just disappointed in himself for being bit by a camel. That's it.
Dahrian. What do we got?
Okay. Move to about 15 feet up.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Spiritual Guardians, or Spirit Guardians.
Okay.
And 15 feet sphere around me. There's basically all kinds of little, almost like globes of starlight that start whipping around. And I will do that.
Awesome.
It's 12 points to any creature within 20 feet.
Sounds
except
good.
For my party.
So, and I'll kind of ask how you're positioning. So the one Griffin that's just to the north of you, that is sort of standalone. You could definitely get near that. The other Griffin has a sleeping hobgoblin on the back. If you got near, the hobgoblin would likely get damaged and possibly wake up. Similarly, if you got, kind of tucked up in against Andry, you could get all 3 of those, but you may wake up hobgoblins. Do you wish to get close enough that the hobgoblins would likely be damaged?
Yes.
Okay, cool. You zip right in there, and that's going to be 2 wisdom saving throws from a Griffin each, left and right. 5 and a 13 are not going to do. That's going to be 12 and 12. And then we're going to have 2 hobgoblin wisdom saving throws. Sleepy time, guys. 1 dreams really wisely. That's going to be a 6 there. And that's going to be a 12 there. And they are now awake.
It was going to happen sooner or later.
Oh, yep. No argument as to the efficacy of your actions. But, Dahrian, anything else for you?
I'll just holler to everybody to gather around me.
Sounds good.
Yep.
Andry, Dahrian's already pretty close to you, but you could definitely stay nearby or wander away if you chose. What are you doing?
It's an action to drink a potion.
It is an action to drink a potion.
Okay. Then let's not do that.
Okay.
One of these griffins is pretty hurt.
Both of them are pretty hurt. The one on the right is more hurt.
All right, I will hit that one first.
Okie dokie.
See if I can take it out.
15 will hit. 9, does that have your rage in there?
No.
Okay, 11 then.
11. And hit him again.
Hit him again. 11 will not hit him again.
And anything else? I will cast a Giant's Might.
Okay. Boop, 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 boop. Blitz, it is the top of the turn order, but it is not your turn to roll. Tann, I need a fateful D20, a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, and we find out who rolls logs.
Okay.
And 11 is none of those things. Blitz, it is your turn.
All Blitz's eyes turn red, and you hear his voice sound a little different than it normally does as he says, "Come here!" And a chain spike comes flying on his arm, and he'll try to yank that hobgoblin off the top. Griffin, yank it off of his mount.
Oh,
if
okay.
possible.
Sure.
With a thorn
what-
whip. All that was to describe a thorn whip.
That all sounds solid. Thorn Whip, we're going to try and yank that, so give me the attack roll first.
Oh.
We never get to find out if it would have worked. Blitz, anything else? Or Bowser?
I guess that'll be it for Blitz, but then Bowser, yes, and so run over and chow on that nearest hobgobby.
You got it. You don't got it.
Oh.
It's all these
These dice
little
are mean
motes of
tonight.
light moving around. It's weird. Blitz.
Otherwise, huddle close to the storm of light.
You got it. As that's taking place, some things will happen. Dahrian, you're in there pretty close. Those griffins are going to fly up and try and chew on you. Andry, whoop, good.
They start their turn, so they take damage again.
Oh, that's
all
right.
of
It's
them?
at start of turn. Start of turn or enters. I feel like we might have doubled up incorrectly, but we'll figure that out later. Go ahead and give me that damage check, please. 10, and we're going to go wisdom, 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 wisdom.
Yep.
Wisdom, wisdom. Nope. Hobby Gobby. Wisdom, wisdom. Nope. Everybody's taking 10. Everybody will survive. So I'm going to roll some attacks here. As the griffins fly up, they're going to try and take out the sparkly. We have a 2 beaks and 2 claws coming in. Before it gets to you there, though, Andry, do you have a reaction, and would you like to attack a thing?
I do have a reaction.
Okay, they are all trying to leave your range to go get Dahrian, who's just a little bit up above you.
Alright, I know one's pretty badly hurt, so I will punch it.
You got it. Aiming for the weakened one, an 18's going to hit. Let's see some damage. 11 is not going to drop it. Health bar is blinking red, but it's not down yet. At that point, things start attacking Dahrian. Dahrian, we've got...
1 second.
Yep. Did I miss something? Can you do 1 more point of damage?
Oh, no, that's on each of your turns. Never
Okay.
mind.
You got it. That is going to be then 2 beaks coming in at Dahrian. Bowser, you're going to do the defense thing?
Mm-hmm.
You got it. Beak number 1 at disadvantage. A 14 is probably going to miss Dahrian. Beak number 2, a 21 to hit for 12. Pair of claws. Claw number 1. Go
That
ahead.
is just what they needed.
Okay. Claw number 2. Really, a 20 is going to miss you, huh?
20 will miss.
Just sad. And that is going to bring at least 1 hobgoblin into range with his lance. Hobgoblin Griffin Rider deploying lance at Dahrian. An 11 is just going to miss, though. Hobgoblin, Hobgoblin, Hobgoblin. And we got 1 more Hobgoblin Griffin Rider on a dead mount, but stabbing up towards... nope. Dahrian's in the air. He can't get there. Doesn't have that, so he is just going to try and longsword at our good friend Andry. Andry longsword coming in. Ooh, a 20 for 6. Does not get the +7, so just 6 there.
The big griffin still webbed, right?
Big
Where are they?
Griffin may be webbed. We're about to find that out.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay.
About to try and break loose. Web break. What is your DC on that web?
Oh, I think it's 15.
Scrolling up, scrolling up,
see.
scrolling up. 15. I believe he will break free on that. And as he closes in, Tahir, I believe those 2 are getting close to you. As they do so, They zip in and they attack. Where you at, Big Griffin? There you are. Blade beak. No, sorry. Griffin used its action to break free. Hobgoblin was never restrained for some reason. But Hobgoblin jumps down off of his blade-beaked Griffin and will swing a longsword with
Oh,
two
look at you.
hands.
Look at you. You're so brave.
He is so brave. He
Okay.
is so brave.
Okay. You can have all the armor class in the world, as I've said before, but every time you somehow always manage to get that crit. All right, 20
you wanna
points.
You
Got
want to know something, though?
You got
He
two
has
attacks.
martial advantage. Martial advantage allows my Hobgoblin to roll an extra couple of d6s, and because he crits, that doubles. So, you want to make fun of my Hobgoblin again? Huh, big fella? There you go. Have another 22 on top of that.
Oh my
Sure,
god.
I'm down.
Holy mackerel.
Do not mess with Torgut. So Torgut, the Hobgoblin, just lands, whomps, Tahir falls. Torgut, longsword turns around, puts it right on top of Torgut, or right on top of Tahir, and tries to push down. You are prone. This will have advantage unless there's a reason it shouldn't. A 29 will rack up 2 death fails.
Holy shit. Oh, sorry.
That's alright. This stream is not made for children.
Yeah.
But now we get to find out how bad a day Tahir is really going to have. Because there are 2 skeletal camels that want to chew on him. Those 2 skeletal camels have advantage on their bite attacks. Bite number 1 coming in at advantage. A pair of 24s.
Dead.
Tahir falls. Now for those out there in audience land, remember they are level 7, so they have special things that might be able to restore them. But maybe, maybe not. The other camel just grazes on Tahir's hair, you know, getting it cropped down to a nice buzz cut. I'm sure he'll appreciate that when he wakes up. That is my big griffins, that is my skeletons, that is my little griffins, and that is Tann. What are you up to?
Well, that camel messed up what I was gonna do. How many can I line up with a lightning bolt?
How many can you line up with a lightning bolt? So if you're willing to take the survival risk to run around, I could say you can get pretty much all of them in a row. If you're not willing to run around and risk lighting up a few more of the camels, then you could either get a camel and the griffin and the Torgut, or you could get the other 2 griffins. So you can kind of shift and go either like this way safely, like you could step over here and kind of shoot up that way, or you could kind of shoot over that way. Those would be your 2 like angles. If you're willing to like run up here though, like
I would love to, but honestly, it might be too dangerous to raise any more undead. Oh, actually, that reminds me. Do I have a thing? What is that? Sorry, I forgot I had things. So I'm like, what can I do?
Oh, and the DM has just been bought a reroll. Thank you, Alex.
No!
What? Oh,
Alex!
goodness.
Never mind, I can't do a thing.
Oh, you gotta re-roll that crit.
I don't think that's how that works.
I was thinking. Okay, I'll stick to where I am, and I'll try to clip a camel, Torgut, and the metal bird.
Okay.
And while I go back to pull that up, I think it's dexterity.
Lightning bolt sounds right for dexterity. We will start with our dexterous skeletal camel. And Roadkiller has redeemed a DM reroll. I am in the money. Dexy check from the skeletal camel. Oh, skeletal camel, crushing it. I don't think that's going to save it. Torgrut is going to roll his Dexy save,
Oh my god.
crushing
Come on, man.
It's
Uh,
crazy.
and Axebeak is Dexy's check.
Crazy.
Oh, it wasn't another crit. But they're all passing there.
Yeah,
Can I
they
see
are.
my 8d6 damages though? Because that's a wicked chunk of damage.
Sure. Here you go.
27. Nothing saving that camel. It is shattered. Axebeak is going to be taking 13 points of damage there, as will Togrut. And Tann, you made me use up my next 2 crits. But what else we got?
Yeah, what else we got? What do I have that's bonus action? Do I have anything that's bonus action? I don't think I do. What's within 60 feet of me?
A lot of bones. Some of your friends. What are we aiming for?
An enemy.
Oh, an enemy in 60 feet of you. I would say the hobgoblin on the ground, and both griffins would be in 60 feet. Axebeak, yeah, they'd all be in 60 feet. They're all kind of clustered around.
Okay. What the heck? Let's just make things, I guess, annoying. Yeah, let's go for that guy. All the hobgoblins are awake, right?
All the hobgoblins are awake.
Okay, so the one riding on top of this griffin,
Mhm.
I would like to use my telekinetic feat to shove him off the griffin.
Oh, okay. Does he get a saving throw on that one? Or a strength check, or what? Or does he just get shoved?
It's a saving throw. So, as a bonus action, you could try to shove a creature you see within 60 feet. When you do so, strength saving throw.
Strength saving throw. A 10?
Nope.
Ah!
I don't think so.
Hobgoblin.
No, he falls.
Hobgoblin has been dismounted. He dangles and falls. Roll 1d6. Oh, he takes 6 points of damage as he hits the bones.
I feel a little better.
Tann, anything else for you?
That'll be it for me.
All right, Tahir. What do we got?
I'm dead.
Oh, that's right.
He's just going to continue to die.
I forgot. Dahrian. We got anything for you?
Harsh.
Okay, now he made his. He failed. It's basically 3 failed death saves for him.
Correct. He's actually at 4 death saves failed, so he is
Seven
just
at this
dead.
point.
He is just dead.
He is just
Halfway up.
dead. Okay,
Halfway
so,
up the stairway to heaven.
Yep. So we are in revivify area at this point for him.
Right. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Again.
Okay, no problem. The tension is real.
Yeah, it is. Gosh. There's nothing I can do for him right at the moment. I am going to hit or attempt to hit the hobgoblin, the big dog, with a guiding bolt.
Sure can.
Make sure that this is right.
14 will not hit. And I'm just double checking. I believe the stream has turned on you all at the moment. No player rerolls to be found. Dahrian, anything else?
Nope.
You got it. There are still the 4 things in the bubble around you, so come their turn, they will be a little zappy. But in the meanwhile, Andry, what you got going on?
Can I reach the bird?
Yes, they only flew up high enough to get Dahrian, so they're just above you.
And how does this guy look?
Rough. He's got a longsword. He looks inspired to see his boss.
Yeah, I'll punch him.
That's mean.
Hey.
Nice.
You did.
Oh, it's not going to do it. Damn it.
Like it's not doing anything. He's fine. 0 damage.
18 damage.
18 damage. That's enough. He is no longer a hobgoblin. He is just amongst the bones. Andry, anything else? Oh, you get another punch.
I do get another punch.
What am I thinking?
I'm going to punch the Griffin that's... I've been... no, I'll punch the one that's... Did I have this one here? I think.
Okay.
The less damaged right
Less
now.
damaged one. Okay. He's feeling lucky. He is lucky.
Wow. What in the world?
A lot of crits going on. And so, what kind of damage did we get on that one? What's it got? Crit math that's not coming through?
Yeah. Well, one sec.
Yep.
19 damage.
19 damage there. Definitely rocked him, but still up.
And because I used my Giant's Might, I get an extra D6 of damage. So that'll be.
Yeah. Give me an extra 2d6s then.
Oh, and that's add 2 more to that. Sorry,
You
for
got
the
it.
rate.
2 more there. All right. So 2 plus 8 is 10 more total. It is still a living being. All right. Both of those griffins look awful right now. Andry, anything else?
Can I reach this guy?
Yep. Oh, well, you'd have to take a step forward. He's on the ground behind the griffin at the moment.
All right, I'll go over here because I don't want to stand right underneath the griffins.
Sure.
And I will grapple him.
You may certainly try to. He is a hobgoblin. He will roll a strength check. He will post up a 21. I really wanted that for an attack roll. You are not grappling him at the moment. But at the top of the turn order, we get to roll our fateful D20. Tahir, it is your turn to roll now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we find out who rolls logs.
Don't worry. I only have a habit of disappointing my party every time I play. Bam!
Aw, 11 is fine. And so, Blitz, what are you up to?
All right. I think Blitz is gonna step forward toward the big dog, as our friend called him.
Okay.
And as a shrill pulse emanates from his open mouth and radiates outward into like a dissonant whispers.
Ooh.
And hopefully send this guy packing.
All right, and you are aiming at the hobgoblin, correct?
Yeah.
All
I
right.
figure he'll take his griffin with him if he gets scared enough.
Let's see
Let's
here.
see.
What do we got on a dissonant whispers? Charisma?
Wisdom 15.
Wisdom
Yeah.
15. Wisdom. An 8 is lower than a 15.
Nice.
That will do 12 points of psychic damage. And Dissonant Whispers forces him to on this turn or on his turn. What is the wording on that one?
It's
reaction.
Yeah, I think you're right. If available, immediately use its reaction if available to move as far as its speed allows away from you.
His reaction, he does have a reaction available, so he can move away at his speed. I'm going to place him right there. Basically, he is one full run away from where he was, which was next to Tahir, which is even a little further away from you all. But he is now running in that direction. Blitz, anything else?
And I think Blitz will look around at the others, flee or die, flee or die. Hopefully they'll follow their leader. I don't know. And then it's Bowser. I think would just do his usual chomp on the nearest enemy.
You got it. That would be one of the 2 griffins to the north.
All right. He likes chicken.
18 is going to hit a griffin. Doesn't matter which one, because 10 will take out either of them. We are down another griffin. That will bring us to the next top of the turn order. At which point, some things will happen. First, Hobgoblin and Griffin are going to take some damage. That Griffin has 1 hit point. It just dies. Hobgoblin might live through it, though. Wisdom saving throw. 16 versus you're at a 14 or a 15?
At 15.
15. So passes, takes 7, lives through it. Hobgoblin up there, right next to Andry, will just lash out with his longsword, 2-handed. Does not get his bonus for being atop a animal anymore. 15 will just flat out miss. Boss fella, Torgrut, is just going to start moving back in, so he will be basically making it back to where he was. As he gets back there, we will double check a thing. Nothing super good there. And so Axebeak, his faithful griffin mount, will take to the air, flying over to swoop down upon our good friend Blitz. Blitz, you have a big griffin coming at you. As that griffin swings by, Torgrut calls out a command. Axebeak. Wait. Do you give advantage?
I don't know if Buzzer's. I don't know how we're positioned, but if Buzzer's in position to do so, he would disadvantage the attack.
He can disadvantage the attack, and I was just double checking. He does not get advantage from that instructions. It's just an extra D4. So does a 13 hit you? I don't think so. So the beak misses, followed up by the griffin's claws. An 18.
No, misses.
18 misses?
Mm.
You highly armored people. And that is going to be the camel then, wandering forward up next to Blitz, coming along to see if Blitz tastes just as good as Tahir does. A 10 he won't find out today.
Just a
Tann.
question:
Yeah.
Is Blitz within 15 feet of me?
Is Blitz within 15 feet of you? Probably not at the moment.
Okay. All right.
Because you were kind of a little more north side with Andry in with that mix, whereas Blitz was down a little bit further south, blasting away. You could easily move closer together.
Is there any chance that the boss, when he ran away, might have run into the web? I don't know where it might be, but would it
no,
be
he would
possible?
not have run into the web.
Okay.
They run away. They don't run away blindly. Tann, over to you.
Okay. I am. I'm gonna risk it. Boop my nose for a little bit of guidance before I'm going to move to try and reposition myself around here.
Okay.
And you need a survival check, right?
I would need a survival check.
Okay, come on, dice, help me out.
You're
Okay, very good.
fine. You find the
Cool.
path.
I find the path. And then I'm going to burn 2 more sorcery points.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cast another lightning bolt and try to hit all in my path.
Sure, as long as you don't mind spiking up Tahir's hair, that seems just fine.
I don't think he'll mind right now.
Yes.
It's okay.
It's stylish.
I'll get him a haircut. Later.
You got it. And so, camel... You know what? Roll me damage, because it might not matter at all on the camel.
Oh, okay.
And...
Oh, good.
yeah, 32 That's just a disintegrated camel. That is going to be Torgrut rolling the Dexy checks. Oh, that is not good at all. 32 points of damage there. That kind of stings. And Axebeak, and roll our Dexy checks. 15 there, passes at least, only takes 16. That did not look pleasant at all. Tann, anything else?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Oh, I see how that's worded. Okay, I believe that's it then.
Okay. Tahir continues to die electrically. Dahrian, what are you up to?
Okay. Move forward to engage these guys. And at this point, I'm just gonna swing my flail.
Okay. You close in, flail 22. That is going to hit. Let's see some damage. And you are flying, so you just hover above the skeletal bones, no issues.
Yeah. And I am attacking the hobgoblin, not the griffin.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hobgoblin, 22, still a solid hit. 6 points of damage there. Well hit. 22 is a solid... Yeah, I can't do anything about that. Anything else?
At this point, no.
Andry, you got a hobgoblin near you, and the battle's kind of moving away from you now. What's up?
I see that. I will punch the hobgoblin.
All right, let's see it. You will. Oh, you punch him really hard. That is enough. Down.
Now, can I make it over to them, or?
You can, but I'll need a survival check. A lot of bones between you and them. And unfortunately, your friend is flying across, so no safe path has yet been determined.
That's terrible. I will instead just reach down, grab a piece of bone, and throw it at the...
Okay. You got it.
Who's looking worse, the bird or the guy?
About the same. They both look bloodied at the moment.
Which the bird?
Which would you like to hit? You got it.
The bird. Yeah.
Give me the 2d4s and then your giant strength, and then whatever else you got going on there. There is math. It's a lot of crits tonight.
Yes.
Yeah, from you.
What? You had like 3, 4 already.
So 10 points plus the giant smite.
Okay.
Is another 11, so 21 points.
Oh yeah. I feel bad for your character. Griffin, Axebeak is still conscious, but boy, that hurt. Andry, anything else?
Don't think so. I don't have any more bonus actions.
All right, Blitz. We are at the top of the turn order, and before you go, it has come to Dahrian, who needs to roll us not a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 on a d20.
Here we go. Sorry, guys.
A 7 is none of those things. The roller of logs remains unavailable. Blitz, what are you doing?
So, take his spiked club, will start spinning in his hand, and he's start wailing on this bird.
Got it. Let's see it. Oh, that's a hit.
Yeah.
7 is not enough to take out the bird.
And
But an 11 will miss.
And then Bowser. Little nibbly.
Oh, little nibbly. That is enough. The big bird falls.
Nice.
Well
Very nice.
done, Bowser. Nibbled
Uh,
to death. Anything else, Blitz?
It's risky, but I guess we should move up on that guy. I don't know.
Maybe. So Dahrian's within about 15 feet of him, so he's in the little bubble of sparkly lights, but
Oh,
not
he is.
quite up close. Dahrian, I believe you did close that distance?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's in the bubble, so he's in the 15 or so range. Blitz and Bowser start to move in as well. Now, Blitz and Bowser, I will warn, you do not have the safe path laid out for you. You would need a survival check to close that distance without the risk of waking a skeletal camel. Are you willing to take that risk to close that distance?
I think so.
Okay,
That's
give me a
probably bad
survival
idea.
check. We need to see a 10 or better, and an 18 is much better than 10. So you are able to close in without waking another of the camels. That will then bring us to Torgrut's turn. Torgrut starts in the sparkly lights. Will probably take some damage. We'll take all the damage. Can I see how much damage
Yeah.
Torgrut will take?
Oh,
16 points of the damage. As he does so, he sort of raises his hand to ward off. He disengages and he starts backing away. He gets far enough back to be outside of the bubble. And he's like, enough! Enough! He speaks common. Cease this! Whatever it is, we will negotiate with you. Your friend there. Or at least your accomplice. We had the methods to bring him back. Call off your attacks.
you would bring him back like them? And he points to the camels.
No, we will return him to life. Our priest can raise the dead as well as raise the undead. And that's about, the level of conversation. You get bounced back and forth. Before it's decision time, Tann, he seems like he's trying to surrender. What are you doing?
Tann will hold back. He might prep a firebolt in case things go sour, but he's not gonna actively attack him while he's offering to surrender.
Sure.
Just kind of
So you've got a
still in caution mode.
ready
Yeah.
firebolt. Tahir, unfortunately, dead at the moment. Dahrian?
I would move up
Okay.
next to Tahir, and I would tell this guy, drop your weapon. Show you're willing to negotiate. You have my word that you will not be harmed.
And he's sort of, as you're saying that, he semi-complies. He reverses his weapon, kind of sticks it in. It's beside him and upright, so if things went bad, he could reach for it, but it's out of his hand at the moment. Andry?
But he killed our friend. Andry won't attack him. He'll drink his potion.
And as you chug your potion down,
Sucks.
recover 13 hit points there. Oh, that was a big potion. So not the greatest of rolls, but still, it's hit points back. We come to the top of the turn order, and let's see here. Andry, you're the one who gets to roll our fateful d20. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 to find out if we get a log roller joining us at the moment. A 19, no log roller to be found. So I just need to ask Blitz. Blitz, are you accepting the surrender?
Yes. Tentatively, I guess, watching him ready to go anytime.
So he's watching you, you're watching him, and Torgrut says, "You've cost us a great deal of money and time, killing our griffins, slaughtering our people. Why have you come here?"
Because you killed our people.
People lie there in our canyon. I think it's easy to see who started this.
He's referring more to the people that come by in the caravans and just the area around.
You were in the caravan from earlier?
A
Yeah.
little bit. Yeah. We just got a number of complaints about the service in this area, so we were asked to come kind of deal with it. Like a better business bureau type of deal.
Well, you've shown your strength. I can offer you recompense. I believe my scouts indicated that you lost some half-dozen horses. I can supply you with horses. We use them to feed our griffins.
I'd rather have a griffin.
Well, I'm not giving you a half-dozen griffins, but you are negotiating from a position of strength, so... Are you brave enough to accept an adult, or do you wish to train a fledgling?
I'd like to train him myself. Where's your cleric to raise my friend?
An excellent point. One moment. And he calls out something awful. It's just a roll in the back of the throat. It sounds like someone choking and dying. And from up above you hear someone respond, about from the place where the logs rolled down from. And as you sort of look up and you get a chance to focus, you can see that there's a hobgoblin that's been sort of making its way slowly down the canyon side. It was up quite a ways, and now that it's coming into view, you can see it's covered in robes. Its hair is all done up in an odd fashion, skulls and bones all over it, cannibalistic symbols atop it. It's got stains going up its arms from blood and ochre on its face. As it comes into view, Torgut says, I will have him raise your friend. We will supply you with a fledgling griffin and the 6 horses. I will give you a sign to show that you are safe to pass through. So long as no other caravans display that sign, we will honor it. If you try and share it, that will void the deal and we can attack again. With this, I think our business is concluded, is it not?
This seems surprisingly fair.
I am a merchant. I cannot do business if I do not know how to be fair.
To whom do you sell your wares?
Those who can afford them. Griffins are rather pricey.
Who do you serve?
I serve myself.
So you're the leader of the bandits?
I am Torgrut. I am leader of this enclave. I don't think our prices are so steep as to call it banditry, though.
I think the banditry is mainly referring to the attacks on other caravans. But have you guys been here a while, or like, did you just like recently set up shop?
You might think of it as banditry. I think of it as collecting taxes due. They pass through our lands without paying tax, so we take it from them.
Is there like a designated place to like give taxes, or like how would someone know to offer taxes?
They would not come through our pass. We don't want visitors. It riles up our griffins.
Oh. Is there an alternative pass that would not rile up the griffins?
There is the Eastern Pass. And from what he describes, basically, when they have 4 captains, if you went to the Western Pass, you'd come close to this area. The Eastern Pass would take you through Mitra's Fist. So sort of the west or the east. You go west, you're crossing Hobgoblin territory. So he claims.
So he claims. Okay.
It seems like they don't want people not going to Mitra's Fist, so maybe somebody there is involved.
Repeat that again. Someone.
At Mitra's Fist
Mm-hmm.
is getting these guys to do that, like attack the ones that don't go to Mitra's Fist.
Oh, maybe. Do you guys have any standing deals with anyone in Mitra's Fist?
How about an investigation check as you start to pry into such things?
Oh no.
Can I assist her with that?
Sure, I think the two of you are working together. That sounds reasonable.
Thanks. And I think, do I still have my guidance since I never used it?
I think it only lasts a minute, and I think it's been longer than that. No, you know what? This has been right after that, so yeah, you have your guidance.
Thanks, DM. All right.
Sure.
And if I may, could I, while he's talking, do insight to see if he seems to be, I guess, lying at any point, or?
Sure, absolutely. Give me an insight check, kind of a supporting set there. So, as you ask, Torgrut says, we have agreements with many of the powers in the area, including some of those from Mitra's Fist. They are a good supply of horse flesh in exchange for other flesh.
That checks out.
In exchange for other flesh.
And as you kind of pick up on that, and Dahrian, as you're doing the insight check, he's not lying, but he's trying to get you curious about not here. So he might be baiting you with words, and what Blitz just sort of like kind of picked up on, he knew what he was doing when he said that. Along with that, since that was actually a fairly phenomenal insight check, you're able to pick up that reinforcements are arriving. As they kind of come up behind you, a few ranks of hobgoblin have started to fill in. They're keeping a respectful distance at the moment, but even at 300 feet, that's a fair-sized number of hobgoblins with a fair-sized number of longbows. Probably 15 to 20 of them have lined up a little ways back.
I let everybody know we've got company around us. We're being surrounded. And now, do I know hobgoblins to stick to their word? I mean, if we're treating with him, I mean, is this something where they're known to just go nuts and kill you anyways, or?
They have that reputation, but so do all of the races among all of the other races. It's sort of a tough world out there.
Sure.
But this one seems to be presenting themselves up front and coming ambling down the mountainside or the valley side and over towards you is that other rather strange-looking one with the hard-to-pronounce name. As he gets a bit closer, he's winding his way along the path. He's sort of tisking as he looks over the ruins of one of the camels. Torgrut looks at you. Now, we'll have your friend brought back. I'll bring the fledgling Griffin. Are we agreed that this will settle the matter and you will leave?
Yes. I'll stick out my hand.
Okay. He goes to take your hand.
Good fight.
Good fight. And gives instructions. The cleric sort of settles down. A lot of what he does is probably unnecessary, but eventually a revivify is cast. Tahir, are you willing to return to the world of the living?
Oh, absolutely. He has yet to get enough problems at this current point in time.
Okay. So Tahir is basically covered in bone dust and kind of made a plaster of Paris of his entire body. After which he's kind of packed down. The revivify completes, and Tahir, you wake up entombed.
And he's just gonna with the sand that's up on just on top of him, he just vanishes.
Yep.
Because he has no idea where he is. Peers back up. Huh?
So it just collapses inward. Tahir is then over there somewhere. And the Death Cleric just sort of starts gathering the pieces of his skeletal camels. And
What
you
did I
can see
miss? Who's next?
It's okay, man. We have an agreement.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah. We worked it. I mean, Andry worked it out, but we worked it out.
Well then, he just sheathes his sword, precipitates all the dust off of him. Puff, puff, puff. You. That was a lucky shot.
The first one, or the second one, or the third one?
Don't
There were a
test
lot
me
of
just
lucky
yet.
shots.
Well, I believe that was a very profitable endeavor. Who wants to go? And he holds out his hand.
I
just
do.
have one more
Andre?
question.
Yeah?
Sorry. Does anyone here have a map or Mr. Torget, sir? Where is like the area that your griffins get the most upsetted? Because so we can avoid it in case like that territory pushes along that eastern path, just so we make sure that no one really bugs you.
And so he describes basically centered on this area going outward, which is most of that western pass. So there's
Okay.
kind of a big hill mountain in the middle. It kind of goes around on either side. One side leads up towards Mitra's Fist. The other side goes around nearer to Mount Vision, which is the one kind of that this canyon goes into. And he sort of says, like, everything on this side is ours. That's maybe a bold statement, but he's got a lot of griffins. Your party has been sort of revived. You can see that the cleric is being kind of instructed to leave the skeletons alone and tend to a few of the griffins. So you can see that a gentle repose is being cast on some of the other monsters. Likely they will be back to reasonable strength in some time and at some expense. Some of the hobgoblins that had drawn up are sent away. They return. They've got a young griffin with them. The wings are bound down to the body. It's got a leather kind of sack over its head. And Torgut says, I wish you luck with this. It has been kept bound and blinded since it was raised, so it has not had a chance to imprint yet, but still, it is tricky. Good luck. And kind of passes it over to you. It's a small creature at the moment, but it's going to want to eat a lot of horse meat and get big quick. So, hungry, hungry bird. Now, go away.
We'll be back.
Why?
Maybe
Yeah,
we
are
can
we?
trade.
Perhaps announce yourselves next time.
How
Well,
soon do we do that?
Now that we
Yeah.
have a relationship, maybe we will.
You were going to give us a sign?
Yes, he presents you with a sign, basically an emblem to place upon something outstanding, so that when they scout you and they see this thing, they leave you alone. And it's one of the emblems in Goblinoid. Do any of you still speak Goblinoid at the moment?
If it's within an hour of the
I
comprehend languages.
I think that would have passed by now, so you do not know what it is at the moment. But at some point, you may eventually reveal that it's something a little bit rude about yourself to be carrying on the shield. But you don't want to be attacked. You just have that written on your shield, and the goblinoids laugh instead of attack. Excellent. So, congratulations. The party has made a foray into the camel bone yard. They have dealt with some of the griffins. You can still hear the calls of 14 to 16 of them up on the ledges. You've dealt with some of the griffin cavalry. Most lie dead down amongst the bones, and you're familiar now with these skeletal camels. Where are we headed from here?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'd imagine we'd head back to Mitra's Fist to kind of report our findings, maybe suggest like they put in a road sign saying don't go this way. And
Sounds good.
Give
Sleep.
the shield to the caravan that we were traveling with.
Certainly can do that. Now, an important question. That's still a little travel away. Basically, it's a few hours back down to either the top or the bottom, and then back to Mitra's Fist. Are you willing to travel as you are, or will there be some resting involved first?
Oh, I think we need to take a rest.
Mhm.
He
We
looks
didn't.
terrible.
Do it
Short
somewhere
rest.
besides here. Right.
So, now, Dahrian, your horse is waiting for you a little ways out there. You're carrying a fledgling Griffin, so as soon as Griffin meets horse, there's some discussion that wants to happen there. The horse says, I don't want to be here. Griffin says, please hand it to me. Also, that friend of yours, Tann, sounds delicious. Could I have some of that as well? So that'll be going on kind of in the background as time passes. As you settle into, let's start with the short rest. Take your short rest. I need to see a fateful D20 to let you know if you get to take the benefits of a short rest or if we're going to have adventure time when we come back. Anything but a 1 on this D20. Who would like to roll?
I will cast Tiny Hut.
A 20 is the exact opposite of a 1. Congratulations, at least on a D20. And you have the benefits of a short rest. A hut is provided, so things are a bit comfortable. You settle in, you get your short rest going. Is the party interested in stretching this to a long rest, or are we happy with the short rest?
I'm good either way.
How long does the hut last?
8 hours.
Oh, wow.
So you're almost guaranteed safety, but something might be lurking out there at the end. Depends on what, if it's a tunneling creature. Because huts don't have floors.
I'm fine with short.
Okay. Anybody pushing for the long? All right.
We have hotels, so we should go back to Mitra's Fist.
You do have a room waiting for you. Important question. Are you taking the North Pass or the South Pass to get back to Mitra's Fist? Same distance either way. It's just a matter if you go up and then down, or then down and then up.
North?
Cool.
I
Up
think.
and then down, and you return back to Mitra's Fist. It will be going on morning by the time you arrive back in town. So right around the crack of dawn, you'll be rolling up into town, and that's where we're going to pick back up next week. So the party should have the benefits of the short rest. Please go ahead and restore your hit die. Please don't take the benefits of a long rest yet, because you're adventurers, and adventurous things can happen even in town. We'll find out what happens then as the party returns to Mitra's Fist victorious, and with the bonus friend of a fledgling Griffin along with them. Thanks everybody for playing. Any questions, comments, concerns as you roll up on Mitra's Fist?
We're good, I
right.
think.
Awesome.
We lived.
You did. So thanks everybody for checking us out. We've been 20 Sides to Every Story. We're working our way through the Dark Tower 5e conversion from original Adventures Reincarnated. Goodman Games is putting out a new release in the next couple of bits. They've got a Kickstarter going. We've got some content coming from there, and we just enjoyed some of the expanded content, the Camel's Boneyard, part of the expanded information about the Red Moon Pass. We are going to be heading back into Mitra's Fist. We will be reporting back to our good friend of Arcus, who I believe has 200 gold pieces waiting for you for your successful conversation with the hobgoblins. It hasn't really resolved it, so there'll be maybe a little negotiation to see whether you get that 200 gold there. But you've certainly headed in that direction. You've also got your friends from the caravan who are probably waiting for you there to let you know all about what's been going on in the details. If anything else comes up, feel free to hit us up. If you've been watching out there and you like what we're doing and you want to hang out and have fun, feel free to join us in the Discord. That's where we do our recruiting from. We also have our community campaigns going there. Tier 1 levels 1 through 4, Tier 2 level 5+, and I believe our first Tier 2 session is happening tomorrow night. And I think 1 or 2 of the people in the group here might be included in that as well. So come on down, have fun, swing by, etc. Alex, I saw you on there a little bit earlier. If you're still hanging about, please feel free to throw a raid to anybody who still happens to be awake. I see a couple of people out there. Cool, we're heading over to Distal's place. See everybody there. Thanks for hanging out. And good night.